Okay, here we are again. We will let the intro play out, and then we'll get ready to load up. We'll wait like maybe a minute or two after the intro plays, and then we'll get loaded up. Get moving. That's from okay. Fair enough. I was just reading the strategy guide, you see, so I could see what all we're going to get here in a little bit. But let me take a drink first, and then we'll get started. There we go. Okay, both of my clocks have ticked over. It's 4:41. A little late today, but that's all right. Let's get moving, shall we? Tell you what, between the intro and what I've been doing over the course of my gameplay time here so far, if I didn't already know Pyrite Town like the back of my hand, I definitely would by the time we were done here. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Pokémon Colosseum, the Stream Edition. Last time, we won the Colosseum Challenge and made it in here to Pyrite Building so we could receive a prize of a Shadow Pokemon. But, of course, since we have a bit of a reputation as a snagger, Cypher, rather, Mirror B's people did not give us a Shadow Pokemon. They forced us to snag it from them because they had their own. And we said, okay, I'm just going to take them from you since you're not going to just hand it to me on a silver platter. And today, we're going to go to Pyrite Cave because that's where Mirror B is waiting for us with a whole bunch of other people along the way, I'm sure. Swap the team around just a little bit here because you may have noticed, the astute among you may have noticed, that my playtime is a little bit higher this time than it was previously. If you look here, we've got about 6 hours and 40 minutes, whereas we stopped at about 5 hours and 20 minutes, I think, last time. And the reason for that is because I decided, instead of hanging out in this musty, derelict, probably asbestos-filled building for 2 days and totally destroying my lungs, I decided to take a bit of a walk, let's say. So I walked around Pyrite Town, I walked around Phoenix City for a little while, and my walk was fruitful. It took about 45-50 minutes total, but my walk was fruitful because it allowed me to find out the natures of every single one of the shadow Pokemon that we currently have in our party. And this is important because the nature of the Pokemon determines the most beneficial way to actually lower their heart gauge, to get the shadow off of them, to get the taint off of their heart. So I have all of the natures all set here and ready to go. And I swapped the party around because, well, you may have noticed the vast majority of our shadow Pokemon are either in the party now or they're over here. All of these guys in box 3, guys and gals, have their heart gauges completely emptied of shadow. They are ready. Once we figure out how to get rid of that stuff, they are ready to be purified. But we haven't figured out how to do that just yet, so we'll figure that out as we go here. But yeah, like I said, the nature is important because the nature will determine the best way to actually get rid of the shadow that's tainting their heart. Now, Mantine, I could probably switch into the party here at some point, but I think I'm going to save him for later because Furret actually has a hasty nature, which surprised the hell out of me because I looked at its stats and I'm like, 51 defense? That's a minus defense nature and you're a Furret and you have 51 defense? There's something wrong here. What happened? And I looked it up in an IV calculator. It turns out this Furret is actually really good. It has like a perfect defense IV and a really solid attack, speed, and HP IV. So he's going to be pretty good. He also got Helping Hand from this whole venture that I had, so although it took the longest to get his shadow bar down because, well, he's got a hasty nature, so walking around with him doesn't really help us a whole lot. But we're going to let him hang around in the party for a little bit because he likes fighting. That's the most effective way of reducing his shadow gauge. So, and Yanma has an adamant nature, so even though Yanma's not exactly the best fighter, it's got higher attack than normal, and still got Shadow Rush, so it can probably hold its own for a little while, so we'll let it fight as well. That's the best way for it to reduce its shadow gauge. So, and Croconaw, Espeon, and Umbreon are still here, and we're going to get another shadow Pokemon very shortly once I go to the top of this building that I will be adding to the team. It'll be helpful when we go through Pyrite Cave and for the boss of Pyrite Cave, which should be fairly obvious at this point, but we'll figure that out later. Misdreavus and Skiploom are the odd ones out. As it turns out, they have a modest and a timid nature. Neither of these can really benefit all that much from battle, and they cannot benefit all that much from being in the party either. So we're going to have to find a different way to figure out their shadow gauges from here on because it took a while just to get them to this point, so we'll worry about that later. For Mantine, serious nature. There isn't a whole lot that's great for serious nature. There's nothing that's really positive or negative about it. It's just kind of like, keep it in your party, have a battle occasionally. If you can call it a hyper mode, that's probably the best way to do it, but not a whole lot that works very well for serious nature. So I said, we'll just let Mantine hang out for now, and we'll let everybody else have a chance. We'll let Furret and Yanma do a little heavy lifting because they've got some high attack stats and they benefit the most from battle. So, since that's the case, we will battle with them. Let them get a participation credit, let them do a little work, and then we'll get Espeon and Umbreon back in here. Croconaw is pretty good for now. We don't need to worry about him too much. We will later, but for now, not really a huge deal. Okay, so we've already been in here, and that'll take us back downstairs if we need to, but you may remember that there was a Gate Guardian for the cave, and yeah, pretty much, we weren't thinking about being recruited by you guys, so. Who, Silva? Yeah, he didn't exactly hold his own, so. Let's find out, shall we? So yes, in order to get into the cave to begin with, you're going to need to fight Hunter Doken here. Let's hope he doesn't throw Hunter Hadokens at me. But he did throw a Quillfish at me, so is that like a Hadoken, except it's not energy-based? Probably has more points than a Hadoken. Alright, Furret, Yanma, you're up. Let's do your thing, and we'll see what we can do here. But Nora sees a Shadow Pokemon, yeah, so Quillfish is the Shadow Pokemon, and I'm going to add it to my team because it actually has decent resistances for the boss of this area, so we'll see what we can do with that. I could Helping Hand a Shadow Rush, but I feel like that's probably not going to work too well with Yanma because Adamant Nature, I think, has a higher chance of going into Hyper Mode. So we'll just get that out of the way right away, and then we can just blast them with critical hits after this so we can get it just down to the Quillfish. Ow. That's a 15 base power move, Quillfish. You need to slow down. Oh boy. Quillfish has got some decent attack though, so Not really shocked by that. Alright, so now that we're there, I'm just going to double Shadow Rush, to be honest. Because it'll kill the Goldeen with a crit, most likely. Especially coming from Furret. That's 64 attack. So, yeah, that's going to hurt. And then it'll probably kill whatever comes in. It might not kill Linoon with Yanma's attack, even with a crit, but it'll do good damage. Get him, buddy! Yeah, see, that's pretty good. Don't even worry about it, though, if you're concerned about, oh, well, I don't want to, like, you know, knock out another Shadow Pokemon or something, because in this game, there's only ever one Shadow Pokemon per fight that you're in. Now, in the next game, well, it gets a little more complicated, needless to say. We'll get to that eventually. Alright, so let's let Furret take care of this. I'm going to call Yanma out of Hyper Mode to reduce its bar. Good. That'll help, and then we'll get him out of here next turn, and we'll let Furret get called out of Hyper Mode next turn as well, because the Linoon... Oh, it's because I didn't get a crit. I was going to say, the Linoon's probably dead, but it's not dead because I didn't get a crit, so... Rip. Yeah, the crits aren't guaranteed when you're in Hyper Mode, it's just a really high chance, so... And then we'll work on Quillfish once we're done with this whole mess. Okay, no poison, that's good. How about we get rid of the Linoon and we switch Yanma out? Let's switch in Umbreon, yeah. The speed that I could get from Linoon wouldn't be bad, but it's alright. And then once we call Furret out of Hyper Mode, we will, could have used that last turn for it, but to be fair, we didn't take that much extra damage, so... Yeah, once we call Furret out of Hyper Mode, we'll get Espeon in here, and then we'll start weakening this Quillfish a little bit. Actually, we could probably do that this turn, because, you know, this coming turn, that is, because, you know, it's all by its lonesome. I ain't got nothing else to do now in battle except call and... what does Secret Power do here again? I forget, let's find out. Furret, snap the hell out of it. There you go. Attaboy. He's doing pretty good, though, with this battle, all things considered. I like Furret aesthetically, but, I mean, it's not exactly the best Pokemon, unfortunately. It's the case with a lot of Johto Pokemon in this game, though, is that the problem is that they just don't get a whole lot of good moves, and TMs are pretty scarce in this game, so sometimes it's difficult to get them to actually be as good as they could be, because you just don't have the TMs to make them better. So. Alright, now that Espeon's out, if I get a Synchronize, it won't poison, because it's a poison type, so, you know. But no Synchronize yet. That's fine. Step on the trapdoor button there, Umbreon, so we can get an extra effect. It didn't happen this turn either. I'm going to put up a Reflect and Secret Power one more time. And then we'll start throwing probably Great Balls at it. I think that should do okay. We bought some extra supplies last time, so that should help a little bit. Also don't want to deal with that anymore, so... Oh, good. I'm dealing with it immediately. Fantastic. Let's throw a ball now, then, since it wants to be a big old dick about it with Minimize. And then we'll see if we can Secret Power one more time. I could taunt it so that it doesn't minimize, or I could snatch its minimize, but... it's almost to the point where it's caught anyway, so... If I hit it again with Secret Power, maybe then I'll... what's it called? Maybe then I'll just use Snatch every turn in case it minimizes. Yeah, with the Reflect up, that's pretty good. We'll do pretty good there. Okay, that puts it under half, so that's not too bad. And I think I'm gonna leave it now. I think I'm gonna leave it alone for now because this is it's a little sketchy. I don't want to get a crit and then recoil and then be like, oh, well, okay then. I guess that's how it's gonna be. Let's taunt it. I could snatch the minimize, like I said, but I think I'll just taunt it, so I don't have to even bother with that. Still hitting those twos there. Alright, well. It's at -2 now as well. That's not exactly ideal. I missed a taunt? I didn't know you could miss a taunt. Alright, well, fair enough. I guess I'm definitely using Snatch from now on. I didn't know Minimize affected the accuracy of status moves in this one. I figured it just didn't check it, but I think that's a later generation thing. Oh well. What do I care? I'll just keep tossing balls at it. Might start using Pokeballs in a minute, though, because it's definitely breaking free quite a bit, so... I will take your Minimize, if you use it. Gonna have to put up a Reflect again soon, though, because it's almost running out now. Yeah, let's start on the Pokeballs. They're less expensive, so... And I might try to hit Secret Power again, to be honest, just to see. Because if it hits, I can weaken it a little more, and maybe get the extra effect, and then have a higher chance of this actually working, because obviously it's not working very well right now. So okay, we hit it. Good. That'll do a little bit for us. Our Reflect wore off, so that'll give me something to do this turn at least. And then we can just toss another ball at it. I'll alternate for right now, but eventually I'm just going to switch to Pokeballs because, again, those are less expensive. And I'm going to need the Great Balls, probably, by the end of the next dungeon we're going to, so... I have a plan of action for today that I would like to get done with. I know what I need to do, and I hope that we get all of it done today. It's just kind of just going to depend on the captures here, whether or not we snag everything in relatively short order. I want to get basically through the rest of the next dungeon, and then after we're done with that, I want to check... There's 2 things I want to do in the next area that we go to, basically, but they're small things, nothing that's going to take any more than probably 10 minutes altogether. So we'll see what we can do with that, and hopefully we'll fit all that into this episode. I hope it doesn't run long because I'm trying to do all that, and, you know, the Pokemon are deciding to be gigantic dicks about it, but, well, with this game you never know. Sometimes you catch something in 2 Pokeballs, sometimes they're a gigantic dick about it, so... We'll see. And I mean, we could wait to catch these guys as well, or I could just say fuck it and use the glitch, even though I said I didn't want to, because I felt like it was too easy. But, yeah. I could use a heal, actually. Using up my super potions already. I definitely am not going to get $1,400 out of this guy to replace all of that, but, well, you know. I'll throw one more Great Ball. And that'll be it. But this is generally why you want to carry a status ailment, because all these 3 shakes, if I had a status ailment on it, most of those would have been caught by now, so... Rather than doing exactly that right there. I don't think I have status ailments on the people that I have, though, because I have... Well, I have Supersonic, I guess, on Yanma. Do I want to do that, though? Well, I could switch Umbreon out now that it got poisoned, so it isn't just sitting there taking it the whole time. Or I could switch Espeon out, actually, because Umbreon I can use one of my 2 antidotes, so that's a thought. Although Supersonic's likelihood of hitting at this point is probably incredibly, incredibly low, because all the accuracy, evasion boosts that it has, rather. So, but it'll give me something to do, I guess, for a turn or 2, until Yanma dies. Of course, you know my luck is going to be that I'm actually going to hit the Supersonic, but then it's going to hurt itself in confusion until it dies before I manage to catch it, but, well... Sometimes you have good luck, sometimes you have atrocious luck. I tend to float more towards the latter in a lot of cases with catching stuff in this game, but meh. It's alright. We'll figure it out. Oh look, I did hit the Supersonic. I don't know if that affects catch rate, though, Confusion, because it's a secondary status effect. It's not a primary one, so like paralysis or sleep or any of that stuff. stuff, so... I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Ow. Okay, well, I'm gonna need another Reflect. Hey, Yanma, why don't we switch you back out? Espeon. Do I try another Secret Power? I feel like if I did that, I'd really regret it. I'm gonna try it anyway. I probably shouldn't have with the Supersonic on it and everything, because probably what's gonna happen is I'm gonna hit it, and it's gonna hit itself. Okay, yeah, so this is probably a wash. Let's find out. Yeah, it's a wash. Okay, so now here's the real question. Do I reset and get all my balls back? Or do I wait and catch it later? It wasn't fun, Dokkan. Don't fucking lie to me, you jackass. I think I reset and get all my healing items back, because that was not exactly a good showing. So I think I'm going to go hit the reset button real quick. Oh, there goes 20 minutes of stream. Thanks, Quellfish. Turn into another Yanma situation here. Okay. But we know what we need to do this time, basically, so... It's alright. It's alright. We'll regroup. We'll do it again. But you've seen all of the things that I mentioned before about all the natures and everything else like that. I suppose I could keep Mantine in the party to take its bar down a little bit, but I'm not anticipating Mantine being done with its bar for quite some time because, again, basically nothing is good for a serious-natured Pokemon, so it's just, there's like, call it out of Hyper Mode is the best thing, but it only responds to it slightly better than anything else, and that's it, so... And it still has to get to Hyper Mode, which it doesn't always go into, so... Certain natures have a higher chance of going into Hyper Mode, but certain ones don't, and Sirius is like one of those where it's just neutral, so... Hello again. Let's find out again, shall we? But yeah, the episode might run a little long today, because it depends on, again, how these Pokemon behave in terms of their capturing. If they all behave the way that Quellfish just did, we might be here for 3.5 hours. Because I still got 14 more trainers to beat, and 4 of them have Shadow Pokemon between me and the end of the stream, so we'll have to see how this goes. It's probably fine, but we'll see what happens. Alright, let's get this Goldeen out of here, first of all. That's fine. Because next turn, Furret will take care of the Goldeen, and then I can get a big hit off on the Linoon. Quillfish can just do what it wants, I guess. But I got an idea there about how much damage Secret Power does, so that should help us out a little bit with weakening Quillfish. Okay, Hyper Mode for Furret as well. It's fine. Yanma can get the Goldeen out of here, then we can get the Linoon out of here next turn with the both of them, and then we'll go from there. I would ideally like to call both of them before either of them faint, from anything that Quillfish decides to do. I should be able to do that, because, I mean, other than Surf, Quillfish doesn't really have a whole lot that's that strong. I guess that's Shadow Rush, but, yeah, we should be okay. We should be able to tank the hits long enough to get rid of Linoon, and then, excuse me, we can swap out and go from there. Alright, I'm feeling a double call next turn, because that way I can get the both of you out of here, and I can get to the Pokemon that can reflect and the Pokemon that can actually weaken the Quillfish. I could even use Bite to see if I can get it to flinch, but no. I don't know if that's such a good idea. Or I could use, like, Snatch Return, because Return does probably about as much damage as the Secret Power does. It just doesn't have the added effect chance, so... Alright, let's call them. Furret, snap out of it. Thank you. And... a Yanma snap out of it. There you go. Get those bars down a little bit more. Because walking around does pretty good for the both of them. Well, not Furret. Furret likes fighting. For Yanma, walking around does pretty good for it, but getting it fighting and calling it from hyper mode does about the same, so. Alright, let's get the two of you out of here before you lose happiness on me. Not that that's a huge issue. Because, basically they get a bunch of happiness once you get rid of the shadows on their hoss. That'll help a little bit. Probably what I'm going to do when I am done with this battle is I'm going to use the elevator that we used to get back down to the first floor last time at the end of the last episode. I'm going to save again, and then we're going to make a beeline for the save point inside of Pyrite Cave, because there's a save point in there that will be a little bit more effective for us, so. Let's see. How about I taunt you now? We'll do a reflect and we'll do a taunt, and we'll do the next turn maybe we'll do like a return and a secret power, and that'll weaken it pretty significantly. So stop it! I'm gonna miss my taunt now. Damn it. Okay, there we go. We taunted it. So now I don't have to worry about evasiveness boosts for a little bit yet. But I do have to worry about missing my returns or my secret powers, so. Okay, that does good damage. Actually, that's a little more than secret power now that I look at it. That's beyond you scary. Way too much damage with all the stuff you do. Alright, and this will do. Ow. Okay, okay, stop. Stop. Stay right there. Alright, let's try this again, shall we? Let's start with the Premier Ball. Just to get it out of my inventory. I don't much care for Premier Balls in a lot of cases, so. Let's use Snatch, even though the taunt's not over yet. It'll be over next turn, and then Snatch will actually be effective for me. And now we just gotta hope it doesn't kill itself with Shadow Rush. Okay, so. You watch him, Umbreon. Keep an eye on that guy. Oh, look, the taunt was over. You give me that right now! Yeah, so Snatch, when the opponent uses a boosting move, allows Umbreon to take that boost for itself. And that's actually pretty nice, especially later in the game when you start getting better boosting moves being used, like Dragon Dance, or Swords Dance, or Calm Mind, or that sort of thing. So, it will help us out quite a bit once we get to that point. Hey Marie, how's it going? Welcome. Your clothes got here, but the sleeves and the tops are too damn short. Why is buying clothes so fucking hard? Oh, believe me, I understand. Oh, clothes buying is one of those things. It just, it's so tricky. Sucks that the sleeves are too short, though. Good Lord. Hopefully you can get that resolved, or maybe get a seamstress or somebody to get that fixed for you. Because that's no good. Alright. I'll throw a few more Great Balls. We'll get down to 15 again, and then we'll start alternating. I'll just keep using Snatch because... Question mark. Everything else fits just fine, it's just the sleeves. Yeah, that's probably something you'd want to get someone to, like, sew them longer or something. I don't know if that's a thing, honestly. I don't know. It's an idea, I guess. That won't fly, friend. Your arms are just too long. Oh, okay. Yeah, that could be a bit of a problem, then. Well, that sucks. Is there a way to, like, cut them shorter? Like, so that they're short sleeves and make it look okay, or I don't know. I mean, my father cuts the sleeves off of a lot of his sweatshirts and it looks bad, but maybe if there's a way to cut them cleanly, maybe that's an option. Oh, my reflect wore off. Hold on. Let's go back and do that instead. And we'll do this. So they go about half down your arm, so there's no cut. Oh, jeez. That sucks, though, because it seems there's not really a solution that would work the best in that situation, you know? That sucks. Sorry to hear that. You know, maybe see if you can contact the company that makes them and see if there's some way to, like, get the same size everything else and lengthen the arms or something. Also, we caught Quillfish. Hooray. It only took one reset. I decided to reset on Quillfish because we wasted too much stuff trying to catch it before. I used up like 2 healing items and a bunch of balls, and then I killed it by accident. Well, technically I killed it because I used Supersonic on it, and then I hit it with a move, and then it hit itself in confusion, and that was enough, so. But we got it, so that's a good thing at least. Let's see, so Yanma, I think I might switch you with Quillfish itself just to see how it works with its bar, with its heart gauge. See what battling does for your heart gauge. I probably shouldn't be feeding a lot of experience to like Furret and you know, any of the others, because Espeon and Umbreon really need the experience at the moment, because basically until they get to level 36 you want to be feeding them as much experience as you can, but we'll see what we can do. Yeah, I'll probably use Furret for a little bit, but I might only keep it in battle for like a round or 2 so I can get a participation credit. Not planning on using it in the final team, so. It is pretty good, though. I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, it has actually surprisingly good IVs. I checked them because it has a hasty nature, and I was like, wait a minute, hasty? You have 51 defense. What do you mean hasty? And it has like a perfect defense IV. So, it's pretty good. So. Try again. Oh, you ordered something else, and Quillfish's I wish it were yeah, I wish it was stronger as well. Let's look at his stats while we're here, shall we? It comes with a poison barb, which I guess is okay. And technically, at the moment, it's probably the best surf user. If you could get surf for it, it doesn't get it until like its last move, I think. So it's our best surf user for now. It's better than Croconaw for a little while, but and it's better than Quagsire in this case because it has higher special attack. But its special attack leaves a lot to be desired later, so I don't think I'm going to use it. The poison typing doesn't really help it either, so I don't need its poison barb, but I guess I'll leave it on there. I mean, I don't have anything else to give it for now, so. Alright, let's swap you up here, swap you here, and we'll leave you 2 in battle for now. Yeah, it does. It has 75 attack. That's even more than Furret right now, so that's pretty damn good. Yes, I actually did plan a final team over the past couple of streams. I was figuring it out. And none of it is the big 3. I am not using any of them in the team. We are going for the gusto without them. I'm going to ignore all the trainers, as many of them as I can anyway, until we find the save point. Like I said before, I'm going to make a beeline for it, and then we'll double back and we'll get all the treasure and stuff, and we'll fight all the other trainers. Because all the forced encounters on the way to the save point, aka 2 of them, have shadow Pokemon in them. So that's fun. Here we go again. No wonder that thing was tearing you apart in that one showdown match. It does actually have quite a lot of attack. I mean, I think that's the best stat, so it's not too bad as a physical attacker. Nice! Indeed. Wanted to make sure we didn't use the big 3 because it's... Well, it actually counteracts something that I want to do later with Mount Battle specifically, so we'll talk about that when we get there. But for now, just know that it's not good for Mount Battle. Don't you love how you can stealth by avoiding line of sight? Yeah, it's kind of nice, yeah. Or just being far enough away from them like that, you know. Yeah, it does have Explosion. Yeah, you could get a Choice Banded Explosion going with it, so... Oh, Shadow Meditite, okay. And that did nothing at all for Quillfish's bar. Okay, good. Good to know. I'll just hold on to it and keep it in the party for now. So... I think we'll do the same thing we did last time. We'll just get rid of the other teammates as quickly as possible. And then when we get to Meditite, we'll swap out and we'll go from there. But for Furret, battling is really effective for its Shadow Gauge. I think it's the most effective method for Hasty Nature, now that I think about it. Let me look real quick. Because it's in my ye old strategy guide here. Oh, a Numel. Numel? I don't know how you say it. It's probably Numel. I've always said Numel, though. Yeah, battling is the most effective way for Furret's nature for it to lose Shadow on its heart gauge, so it will work. I don't know what Quillfish's nature is yet, though, but I guess we'll figure it out eventually. Oh, it was Sludge Bomb and then Explosion before you got the KO? Okay, gotcha. Still, though, I mean, look at the damage it just did to Numel there. That's like pretty good, all things considered. It isn't even in, you know, hyper mode to do a whole bunch of critical hit shenanigans. It would have practically killed 2 Numel with Shadow Rush at that point. Okay, so Furret's not going to want to use Quick Attack while it's in hyper mode. So how about we just get rid of that, and then we swap Quillfish out for... I'll switch Umbreon, and we'll start weakening the Meditite. Although I gotta be really careful with the Meditite because it has high jump kick, and now both of the Pokemon I have on the field are weak to fighting, so that's fun. Oh, it was a smart player? Okay, yeah. I mean, that's fair. Sometimes players on, you know, if they've played enough, they can practically read you like a book. At least that was how it was for me, so... Pretty sure you lost that match. I mean, you know, sometimes there's nothing you can do if they're, you know, in that good of a state of mind, so... Ow! See what I mean about high jump kick? Now, Meditite has pure power. Or does it have huge power? I always get them mixed up. But, yeah, it does a lot of damage. Because it has basically double whatever its attack stat says it is. And in addition to that, it was super effective. So, yeah, that's a lot of damage. It's also got a Calm Mind up, so that's fun. What does Secret Power do in here? It's pure power for it? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I always get the 2 confused. They do the same thing, so I don't know why they have 2 separate abilities that do the same thing, but... Yeah, I have the Demon Yanma in my party. It has an adamant nature, so walking around with it is actually one of the best ways to get rid of its bar. So, let's do... I'm gonna revive, I think, for it. No, I've only got 2 revives, so... Now, actually, you know what? I'm gonna revive it, because I would like to have it available for the next Shadow battle that we do, so... And one more Secret Power, and Meditite should be in capture range. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, this is normal terrain, yep. It flinches here, so that's alright. I'll take that. Let's see... I wonder if the Helping Hand animation plays when I'm not using an attack. We're gonna find out right now. I'll use this Great Ball, and then we'll start alternating after that. I think a Pokeball should be good enough, but I don't know Meditite's catch rate, so... I mean, it's a base level Pokemon. Its catch rate can't be that low. There we go. See how easy that was? Quillfish, what are you doing? You could have done that. Instead. Alright, now here's the question. Do we backtrack all the way back and save? And I think the answer to that is no. I'm just going to make a beeline for the save point because that's one more Shadow Pokemon away. Although the Shadow Pokemon in question is a lot harder to catch than ye old Meditite there. So, the changes to Shadow Rush in the sequel were perfect. I like the changes to Shadow moves in general in the sequel, although I think that it is both a blessing and a curse in a certain part of the game. So we'll talk about that when we get there, but excuse me, just know that it's a blessing and a curse in a certain part of the game, I think. But we'll talk about it later. The move should go off as long as it was selected. It doesn't matter if you throw a ball, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I know it'll go off. I just wasn't sure if it would, like, fail or something. Because I wasn't, like I used the turn for something else. So, I don't know. Alright, well, anyway, where we need to go is down here. Said Shadow Rush to avoid saying there were more. Yeah, I guess spoilers for the next game. There's more than one Shadow move in the next game, so. Ma'am, if you didn't have such a gigantic butt, I could sneak past you here, but I guess that's not going to be the case. Who laughs by saying cuckoo cuckoo? Like, what do you think you are, a Pidgey? Cuckoo-cuckoo? Is that what a Pidgey... Is that the sound a Pidgey makes? I seem to remember that being associated with Pidgey. Where the fuck is Pirate Town? That's a ton of water. Is that a waterfall? It is a lot of water, considering this whole place is like... The whole region is a desert. apparently this was like some old mining town or something, so maybe there's just like a big reservoir underneath, and that's where all the minerals are? I don't know. That would be my best guess, so. Well, we might actually, if we keep putting Furret and Yanma into battle for participation credits, we might actually get them done with their bars by the time we're out of here. Alright, so Shadow Rush will probably get me paralyzed because of this Mareep, because it has static, so. I got Hyper Mode at least, and then I only got to worry about one Pokemon getting paralyzed, I guess, so. Yes, it's Nidhogg, the Dunsparce type creature. I wanted desperately for Dunsparce to have an evolution for many, many years, and they never gave it one, and I am still mad about it. It didn't even need to be much better than Dunsparce itself. It could have been like a Sinnoh evolution where it was like slightly better, but not hugely better in a lot of cases. And it would have been great, but they never gave it one. And I am upset about it because it could have been so cool. Yeah, double hyper mode, yep. It's a thing. I mean, it gives me the extra crit, I guess, so that'll help a little bit. Might even one-hit KO this Cacnea now. We'll see. Well, not without a crit, yeah. Alright, so we definitely got to get one of them called. I think I'm going to do it for Furret because it's paralyzed. So it was going to put me to sleep with Yawn there, but because I got paralyzed from static, Yawn just plain old failed. So, alright, let's call Furret, and then we'll get it out of here next turn. We'll get rid of the Cacnea, and then we'll call Yanma next turn, and then we'll get it out of here, so. Yeah, like a back of the Pokedex evolution, pretty much, yeah, basically. I love Sinnoh. I hate that so effing much. Yeah, they could have, I don't know, made it feel more like a normal Pokedex there, but instead of just being like, well, there's just an extended dex, and that's where we threw all the rest of the legendaries, and also most of the water types and fire types that are in this region. Okay, Sinnoh. You're drunk, go home. Let's send Croconaw in. Croconaw hasn't had a chance to shine in a little bit. So, also got Shadow Rush to hell and back just there. But that's okay. Let's call Yanma and get it out of there. Calling Yanma out of Hyper Mode actually doesn't help it a whole bunch for its bar, but, well, it's probably still useful to do that so I can go back into it later. I probably should have switched Espeon in, though, because I'm going to take a lot of damage from these Shadow Rushes. Dunsparce doesn't have the best attack, but it's still pretty strong, so. Alright, so now we bite, and then we switch to... I guess I'll switch Espeon out to get the Reflect off, so. But Umbreon would also be useful here because it could taunt, and that would be useful against Dunsparce, because I think it has Yawn and Glare, if I remember correctly. So, that's something. Extended Sinnoh Horde. So many of them are trade Evos or conditional Evos, like Weavile and Gliscor. Why? Oh, because they said, okay, we're going to include all of this stuff in here. And that way we don't have to think too hard about the new Pokemon we want. That probably actually was part of the reason for the extended Sinnoh because they had to make 150 new Pokemon for Unova in the next generation, so they're probably like, we should cut our work down a little bit. So, well, I got the Reflect off, so that's the important part, and we got a Synchronized Paralysis. Perfect. I'm gonna leave Croconaw in and let it keep biting because Paraflinch is really nice. It's going to be my go-to method in terms of how I can weaken Shadow Pokemon. So. Now, with that being said, I'm probably I thought about it, and I think I'm actually going to get rid of Bite on Umbreon, because I will have Bite on Croconaw, so I won't need it on Umbreon as badly. And having its move that it gets at level 36 instead is going to be very helpful in a particular section of the game where there's a lot of Pokemon that like to spam evasiveness moves, like Minimize and Double Team and all that stuff, so... Get it, Sinnoh was experimental and they tried a lot of new things, but man, Sinnoh shouldn't have so many issues. And it has a few. Again, it never really clicked for me personally, but I mean, it has a few issues, but it's not really, it's not bad, it's just not my favorite, so. Oh, that's the kind of person that laughs by saying coo coo coo. The person that refers to themselves in the third person when they're talking about themselves. Fantastic. Still pray for the Sinnoh remakes to be good. And by new things, I mean things like gender-restricted evolution. Yeah, that's true. They did have a lot of that sort of stuff where it was like, okay, I mean, that's new. Gender-restricted evolution lines, evolving in a specific place only. So, nothing was wrong with doing that, though. I mean, it's, you know, it's all good. It's all whatever it is, but they were definitely experimenting in that generation, that's for sure. I just wish that they weren't experimenting with how slowly the HP bar crawled down, because I don't have all day, Blissey. I need you to die sometime in this century. So, actually, walking around with Quillfish, that's... Oh, no, wait, because that's included with the battle experience that it got, so I guess it's not as good as I thought it was. So I was going to say, that's not too bad, considering how much gauge it normally has, but that's a little more than I thought, so... Alright, you two can stay. I'm going to try... Oh, by the way, we can save now, thank God. So... And we actually got Dunsparce pretty easily there, so that's pretty good. We got some good luck there. Ah, Meditite has a Twisted Spoon. Well, you're definitely coming into the party right now, because I need that for Espeon ASA now. So... Oh, I should mention, the way that I have the boxes structured, I'm actually going to move Mantine now that I think about it, because I can walk around with it, and it gets a good amount of bar down from that. Everything in box 1 is something that I generally won't be walking around with, or I don't know its nature yet. Everything in box 2 I can walk around with and deplete the bar pretty good, and anything in box 3 is ready to be purified, so that's how I'm structuring it. Also, I'm going to take this poison barb off of Quillfish real quick, so hang on a second, Meditite. Actually really like introducing evolutions that are new and require you to have an adventure like the Mount Coronet evolution method. Yeah, yep. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting process. I can respect it. It's just... It's definitely experimental, and there was a lot of experimentation in that generation, so sometimes there's... I don't think there's such thing as too much experimentation, but you do have to make sure that you keep your focus over time, I think. So, I think sometimes their focus was not as lasered in on what they wanted, you know? So, it is what it is, you know? It'll be fine. It's just... Again, just not my favorite generation, that's all. Now they're locked into doing that every game now, yeah. And that is the rub, isn't it? That they feel like they have to do all that experimentation every single game. And then they do it with, like, they throw out major mechanics a generation later. It's like, okay, but guys, some of the stuff was pretty good. Some of it wasn't, but some of it was pretty good. I don't know if you need to change the Mega Evolution, quote-unquote, every generation now. I don't know. Alright, so now Meditite. So it has 28 attack, but Pure Power raises that to 56 attack. And it has High Jump Kick, which is like 100 base power, and is its same type attack bonus, so... Incidentally, if you didn't want to keep one of the two Eons that you have to start the game, Meditite would be a good replacement for Espeon, because it's about as strong as it by the end game, so... It has a wider variety of moves, but it's slightly less powerful overall. Espeon just hits really fucking hard with Psychic by the end game, while Meditite has, like, fighting Psychic Ghost coverage in the end game. It can be a screener, I think. I can look. I have the guide right here. But Espeon's the better supporter, I think, out of the two. If you want offense, Meditite's probably your best bet in terms of getting the extra offense. Yes, Meditite can be a screener, but it's got a lot of move slots that are difficult because you have all those extra moves, so it's hard to have 3 attacking moves in both screens, you know? So... Hey, Lifeblood, how's it going? You are late, but that's okay. I was late to the stream today as well, so don't worry about it. No big deal. Yeah, we got a few new Shadow Pokemon. We got Quillfish, we got Meditite, we got Dunsparce, and we are inside of Pyrite Cave. And now I'm going to double back after I save, and we're going to fight all the trainers that I didn't fight on the way here, so... You're going to do a Safari Zone themed team for your Pearl run now, Carnivine, Drapion, and maybe a third. Okay, yeah, I gotcha. That's cool. Give you a little variety because not all of them are like the same type, so that'll be cool. So our target is going to be up this way, but as you can see, the bridge is out, so, and there's also some items up there that I'd like to go get, but we'll get them later once we get up there. And we got to go up these stairs to get there, but let's double back and find all the items first. And I will leave Yanma and Furret in front for now, because that way they can get their participation credits and get their bar down. Maybe they'll be ready to be purified pretty soon. Gonna make dinner. All right, see you in a little while there, Marie. Who is crazy and goes, Shadow Dunsparce is strong. Now, Shadow Dunsparce isn't strong, it just has Serene Grace. So that's where the strength comes from, is in the 60% flinches and the 60% paralysis, all that stuff. So, although I don't think it gets Body Slam in this one now that I think about it. So, Meditite, have you gotten any? No, you haven't. Okay, that's fine. How about we swap you in and I see what your battle, what battle does for you, and then we'll go from there. Hi there. He probably will. Thankfully, you won't be dropping me. Dunsparce is a good AF move. I mean, it has Yawn and Glare, so that's a really solid supporting moveset in terms of, like, being able to weaken Shadow Pokemon and make them easier to catch, so. Sir, are you sure you're a Mirror B fan? Because it looks like you're a Folly fan to me, based on that team. Okay, I mean, that wasn't too bad for its bar. So. Alright, let's get the Hyper Mode going, since that's probably what's going to happen here. And then we'll go from there. We'll see if Meditite goes into Hyper Mode really quickly, because if it does, that'll narrow down its nature for us a little bit. Okay, even weirder. Even weirder that Dunsparce has a good support moveset, I know. It's surprising, I guess. Okay, well, it didn't go into it immediately, so that might be a sign of, I don't know, something. Okay, so Stomp and Whismer, yeah, not going to do a whole lot. Furrets, let's let you KO the Slack Off, because you should be able to from there. And then let's swap in Umbreon, and then we'll swap in Espeon after Furret KOs the Slack Off. Or goes into Hyper Mode, one or the other. Yeah, we get it. This came after Hoenn. Use other generational Pokemon. Oh boy. Yeah, they've got some fairly weaker Hoenn Pokemon in here for now. They'll get some stronger stuff from other generations later, but for now, not really a thing. We'll get there. No big deal. Alright, Furret's confused and in Hyper Mode, so I think I'm just going to call it and bite the Whismer, because Slackoth is going to loaf around this turn thanks to its ability, Truant. So we don't have to worry about it this turn doing anything. And then we'll get Furret out of here next turn, I think. Or I could even Helping Hand with it, so that it can do some supporting moves. Yeah, see, Slackoth is loafing around. Or I could get Roared, that works too. Ah, wrong one. Okay, well, that'll help anyway, because Yanma could use the participation credit. So, ooh, we got it down to its last bar, and we unlocked Strength. Perfect. That's a really solid move for Furret. 80 base power normal move that doesn't miss? Yes, please. I'll take it. Oh, you're confused. I forgot about that. Damn it. Damn it, game. You're putting shiny, jingly things in front of my face, and I just forget how things work. Alright, well, anyway. We'll go from there. Gonna make dinner for real now. Alright, Marie. Sounds good. We'll see you in a little bit. Yeah, Exploud is pretty good. It's got some pretty good moves. So, I mean, Scrappy Boom Burst is nothing to sneeze at, although it doesn't get that in this generation, because Scrappy's a Gen 4 thing, but, you know. Alright, let's get Espeon in here. We'll leave Yanma in Hyper Mode, and we'll let it KO, I guess, Whismer. Slackoth is less of a threat. And then I think we'll just call it, and we'll knock out the Slackoth with Espeon. Hopefully. Hopefully it'll do enough damage. That will definitely do enough damage. So. Alright, now what do we have left to get? This guy, there's an item right here, and then there's some stairs that we need to go up to, and we'll need to get some items up there. Then we'll go back, and we'll find all the items on the entrance floor, because there's a few. And then we'll go back to the save point, and we'll continue with the cave, because from there, we can just kind of go wherever we want from there, to be honest. It was just a matter of getting to the save point and making sure that I could save before I ran into too many Shadow Pokemon. So I wouldn't have to reset a whole bunch of progress if I messed it up. Or I wouldn't have to come back here later and catch them all again. Although we will be coming back here later. There is a side quest you can do here later in the game. So. But we'll talk about that in a little while, probably in a couple of streams. So. For now, we took care of that guy. Well, maybe you shouldn't have messed around with somebody who's knocked off every trainer that's been in the cave so far. Yeah, alright. Nothing else here except for this. What do we got? Ah, a full heal. Nice. Well, now I don't gotta buy it. That saves me 600 bucks. That's a great ball that I didn't have before. For it, I think you could use a little healing. Meditite, I'm gonna leave you back here, actually, because Yanma and Furret are almost done, so... I'm just gonna heal with a super potion, it's fine. We got a few of them. Rather than walk back a few more steps. I'm gonna be lazy. So, it's okay, though. Yeah, we already caught his Meditites, that's good. There's another trainer back that way, but let's go up here first. Actually, there's a couple of trainers back that way, because they, we didn't fight the one on the ground floor either, so we're on the first floor. Technically, this is also the first floor, because we went downstairs and then we went up, but, well, you know. I wonder if Pyrite Town was the inspiration for, what was the name of that rock-type mining town that you go to at the beginning in Sinnoh? I don't remember, but it had the rock-type gym leader. Oh, okay, you do have line of sight, I was going to say. Well, then maybe you should actually block the door then, ma'am. Instead of just standing next to it, so I could just walk right past you. Shh, be very, very quiet. I'm hunting shadow Pokemon. Something like that, yeah. Well, Furret's almost there. And Yanma's doing pretty good too, look at that. It tore off a bit of its bar from having us walking around with it, so that's not bad. We can actually use other moves than... you know, what we were using now, so that's good. Although I probably still want to use Shadow Rush for the Geodude. So... I think what I'll do, actually, is I'll switch Yanma out, because Hyper Mode doesn't really help it all that much, so... Lotad gives special defense, so that's not really something I need on Croconaw. I'm trying to groom Croconaw, you see, so that it has just the right EVs, even though we're not technically... I mean, I guess we're doing a little bit of EV training, but not just yet. Yes, I do get it. Yeah, I've seen quite a few Looney Tunes in my day, so yeah, I got it. I'm glad you're proud of me, but yeah, I've seen quite a few Looney Tunes back in the day. That was my jam back when I was elementary school and stuff, so. Okay, well, if you're just going to tackle me, Geodude, that's not really going to do me a whole lot of good, or you a whole lot of good, so. Snorunt, what do you give? Probably attack, if I had to guess, but I don't really know. So. I'm gonna switch Espeon in a little bit, but not just yet. Let's keep going with Furret. He's doing pretty good. Ooh, nice. Nice crit. Good job, Furret. Using that big ol' attack IV you got. Oh, another slack off. Fantastic. Alright, fair enough. Umbreon could use a little extra experience anyway because, well, Espeon's one level ahead, so... I guess we'll just do... You know what? I won't even switch Espeon in. Forget it. Forget about it. We'll just let Furret do it. Furret, kill everything. I might even have a space in the team for Furret for a little while, actually, because, again, I'd hate to waste such good IVs that it has. But we won't have our 5th and 6th team members for quite a long time in this game, so I might actually have some room for it. We'll see. It'll be in the team for the rest of this area, at least. Well, maybe not the rest of this area. I'll be switching other stuff in once it finishes its bar there, but, you know. It'll have done some work for us, so that's good. It's just too bad there aren't a whole lot of good TMs for it to learn in this game. If there were, it'd probably be a lot better. Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, I'd like more special attack, but we'll get there. Like how some very, very weak Pokemon had their heart's door closed, but are like still not really strong, and I'm questioning the evil guy's intelligence. Maybe they just gave them to these people just to like placate them, just to be like, okay, well, you've got a shadow Pokemon, so now you're part of the organization. Yeah, but I'm incredibly weak, so yeah, that's the point. You're meant to be a trash mob. We need you for your numbers, not for the fact that you're actually going to be a good trainer. At that point, I'd start questioning working for that organization. I might even think about unionizing. Ooh. Actually, Meditite's doing pretty good just walking around, so... Let's see. Yeah, no, we'll leave you in front because you could still use a little bit of help. Furret might get it from the next battle or two to the point where it can be purified, so... Hey there, man. No, but there is some items to get, so... Hey, I'll take it. A little side excursion to get us some items. Never hurt nobody. That is a Lotad and a Lotad. This man must really like Mirror B's style. The real question, of course, is why do they all have Lotads? But when we get to Mirror B, it'll all make sense. So, I think we'll just use Strength again. I don't even need to worry about going into Hyper Mode anymore for now. Because I can just blast these things. I might even... No, because Uproar keeps it in, so let's just Sonic Boom in case Strength doesn't KO. Because you never know. Well, that Strength is going to KO. Furret, you're on a rampage. Keep going. Yeah, Furret's like 6 feet long or something like that, isn't it? It's pretty big. So... You can kind of get a sense of it a little bit here because, I mean, if it stood straight up from like tail to head, it would be taller than Sniper or Nora, or most of the NPCs. Maybe not the bodybuilders, but yeah, head to tail, it's tall. Well, I guess tall isn't the right word. It's just long. Long ferret. But yeah, it's pretty big. One of the major things, and I know this is a common complaint about some of the other Pokemon games that have come out, one of the major things that I do enjoy about Colosseum and XD is that the Pokemon are realistically sized, which means that the size that they're supposed to be in the Pokedex, that's how big the sprite is. And I know, a lot of people have rattled on Sword and Shield about, well, you know, you have life-size models out in the field, but you don't have life-size models in the battle. What the hell gives? I know, it's a common talking point, but I'm still going to say it here for as far as positives for Colosseum. Everything is properly sized. Everything looks proportionate to how it should, considering how big the other Pokemon are. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that's a good thing. It should be a no-brainer, I would think, but apparently it's not a no-brainer. I don't know. Umbreon, let's put you back in, because that way we can catch you up to Espeon a little more. If we can get the both of them to level 34 before we fight the boss, I'd be very comfortable doing that. If we can't, it's no big deal, but it would be pretty... it would make things a little easier, because those extra stats would definitely help out, so... We're definitely not going to get them to level 36 before we fight the boss, though. Unless, for some reason, the rest of the trainers give a lot of experience, but I don't think it's going to happen, so... Yeah, life-size Wailord, haven't seen it yet, no matter what situation, but it's humongous, like, and we get to see a Wailord that's actually the size it's supposed to be in this game, and I think in XD as well, now that I think about it, and it's enormous, like, just absolutely monstrously sized, as it should be, because it's like 50 feet long, so, yeah, it's a sight to see, I'll tell you what. Actually, Yanma, I think I can just walk around with you for now, and your heart gauge will get to the bottom before long, so... Well, no, you know what? The next battle we'll switch you in as well, and then we'll walk around with you after that. Furret will probably be done by the time the next battle happens, so... And we can put him with all the rest of the Pokemon that we have yet to purify. We got some Ultra Balls from that case there. Keep an eye on those, because those will be very handy, specifically for the boss of this area. So... And I think we're done on this floor now. Well, this section of the floor. Anyway. So now let's go back to the entrance, towards the entrance, and then we'll grab the items that are over there, we'll fight the trainers on the way, and then we're pretty much in good shape. We'll go back and we'll save, and we'll keep going. What's up, buddy? Yeah, I don't know, man. The intelligence network around here is not exactly doing its job. There might be even more of us. Oh, Pokemon Tekken has one as well in the background? Okay, gotcha. So I would guess that that one is, of course, proportionately sized, so... That's cool. Gives it, again, it's nice when they pay attention to those little details, you know. It's something that you wouldn't notice unless it was like it is in Sword and Shield, where it's just not fully paid attention to in the slightest. And it's, I don't know, it just upsets me when that happens, when it's like not paid attention to in the slightest. Ferd, are you done? Let's see. No, one more battle. Okay, that's fine. But I should probably get somebody else in here to take care of coughing. So, Yanma, we're swapping you out, buddy. Yeah, the police force waiting outside. FBI, open up! Just banging on the door. Alright, there we go. That gets rid of it. Ferd has hit most of its strengths. Like, at least half of the strengths it's used have been critical hits here. Like, he really wants to be on the team. I'll have to see what that does to my team structure if I put him on the team. Because I can probably give... I have a different Pokemon that I have planned for the 5th slot, where it can learn Earthquake, and Furret, of course, cannot learn Earthquake. But I think Feraligatr can learn Earthquake, so maybe that'll help us out. I don't know. I wonder if... Strength probably makes contact, right? Like, I would imagine it would. It's just the other Pokemon, the 5th Pokemon that I have planned for my party. There goes the eyes again. It's a better support Pokemon, I think, because of its... Not necessarily because of its moves, but because of its typing and because of its ability. So, it's just better defensively. It forms a good core with my 6th Pokemon, which is also good defensively, but we'll get to that in a while. Yes, it does make contact. I mean, that would make sense. I mean, he's doing the, like, swinging his head animation, which is usually a make contact move, so I guess it's not that shocking. You give HP, actually, Shroomish, so let's get Umbreon in here. Umbreon's a bit of a tank, so it could use some HP. Yeah, normal types are pretty solid. They don't have any particular strengths, but they also don't have any particular weaknesses, so it's not too bad to have one. And also, if you were so inclined to get a little bit of extra stats for yourself for a physical attacker, we do have access to EV training, quote-unquote, with a physical attacking person in Pyrite Town. And you get a lot of physical attack EVs from them, especially in a little while once they update their team a little bit. You can get quite a lot of attack EVs out of a single battle with them. But, well, we're not worried about that for right now. For right now, we'll worry about, you know, figuring out our team. Because, again, I'd hate to waste... This Ferd has a lot of good IVs, and I'd hate to let them go to waste by sticking it in the PC box for every stream after this, you know? So, I don't know, maybe we'll figure something else out. We'll manipulate the team a little bit. I'll check what the strengths and weaknesses look like when I finish the stream with a normal type in there. And then we'll go from there. Yeah, if we ignore fighting types, they don't have too many particular weaknesses. It's just fighting types, really, where they have trouble. So. But, I mean, that's not a huge deal. We'll just, you know, put them away when there's too many fighting types. And then there we go. Alright, so you are done, actually, now. Which means, Yanma, I'm also going to put you away, because I can get the rest of yours by just walking around. So, and for it. Thank you for your service. You're all ready to get purified. Let's let Espeon and Umbreon reap the benefits of all the experience that we've got left in this place. Now, let me see the map here. Okay, so if we save, once we go back and save, the next trainer with a Shadow Pokemon and the last trainer in here with a Shadow Pokemon before the boss is really close by, so not that there's a whole lot left of the cave to begin with, but, you know. Okay, we got an Anorith and a Lotad. That's not going to do me any good for my EVs, but, well, whatever. Who cares? I care a little bit about Croconaws EVs and Feraligatrs, but mostly because of the fact that it has that jolly nature. If it had a nature that was neutral, or if it gave positive special attack, I wouldn't give a shit at all about its EVs. I'm just trying to make up for its less than passable special attack. So, otherwise I wouldn't even be thinking about, okay, this trainer gives this EVs, this trainer gives these EVs, so... No weakness except fighting, ghost immunity that for attacking ghost immune, again, and rock and steel resistance, yeah. Yep, and actually you can overcome the fact that Furret can't hit ghost types because I think, and I'm pretty sure this is true, it can learn Shadow Ball in this game, and I think you can get that before the end of the game, which helps a little bit, lets it hit a few extra things. And Shadow Ball in this game is physical, so that's gonna come off of its pretty good attacking stats, so wouldn't be bad. It's probably one of the better users of Shadow Ball in the game, although if you can get a higher physical attack Misdreavus, that would probably be a better user of it. But Misdreavus, its physical attack isn't really all that great, and there aren't a whole lot of ghost types in this game, so it might even just be Misdreavus now that I think about it. So if you're going to use Shadow Ball, you'd pretty much be giving it to something as a coverage move. Probably Metatype Metacham could do it a little better than Furret can, but hey, Furret's not too bad. It's also got Helping Hand, and we know how good that is in this game, so... Yeah, that's true. I think it gets, is it Foresight or Odor Sleuth? It gets one of those two that lets it hit, yeah, normal and fighting hit ghost types, which helps out if we have a fighting type in the team as well. Although, at the moment we don't, but other than Metatype, but it doesn't have a fighting type move yet to take advantage of that. So, alright, anyway. So I think what we'll do is we'll put Furret away once we get back to the PC, which we can go do now because we got everything leading up to the PC, all the trainers, all the items. We'll put it away for now, and once it's purified, we'll think about whether or not we want to keep it for the team. And then I'll take Mantine out because I can walk around with Mantine and it gets a halfway decent benefit out of it. It's not great, but it's okay. It's probably the second best way of depleting its gauge, although the best way would be to call it out hyper mode, but it doesn't always go into hyper mode, so... Because of its nature, that is. So. And then, let's see. We gave the Twisted Spoon to Espeon, so that's good. Quillfish, I'm going to leave you for now, and we'll figure you out later. We also have Dunsparce, too, that we could figure out. I'll pull Dunsparce out, actually. We can check it out real quick. And we'll put it here instead of Furret. So you're done, so we'll put you in box 3 with everybody else that's done. I did a little bit of walking around off-screen there, Lifeblood, so that's why I've got a whole bunch of Pokemon that are ready to be purified. I was checking what their natures were off-screen, and I did about 45 minutes of walking, and I got a good chunk of them all the way depleted with their gauges, so... we definitely want Mantine for the boss of this area, though. That 104 special defense, not to be messed with. So we'll pull Quillfish out for it as well, but we'll get to that. Alright, so let's save here. They don't always go hyper mode when they use a shadow move. There are certain natures that have an increased chance of going into hyper mode, and there are certain ones that have a decreased chance. So like Yanma is an adamant-natured Pokemon. Adamant-natured Pokemon have a really high chance of going into hyper mode when they use Shadow Rush. But something like, let's say, Skiploom, I have a Skiploom in the PC, it's a timid nature, so it has a really low chance of going into hyper mode when it uses Shadow Rush. So I'm going to avoid that kid for now. I'm just going to see if I can find the trainer that has the other Shadow Pokemon. I think it's you, so hi. Well, you're not going to do that with me, sorry. Yeah, this is the guy that has the next Shadow Pokemon. The second to last one in the area. Hopefully it's, well, actually, if it was a Lotad, that wouldn't be too bad, because, I mean, Ludicolo's a pretty good Pokemon, but, I mean, I'm already going to be using several Generation 3, well, I don't want to say several. A little less than half of the team will be Generation 3 Pokemon by the end of it if we keep the team that I was planning before, so. But it's a Shadow Swablu, so that doesn't really solve the issue, does it? Swablu's attack isn't really all that great, so I think I'll just start weakening it, and we'll let Espeon run a train over the rest of the team with this Twisted Spoon boosted Confusion. Blech! Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see how much this does. Okay, that's not bad. I can get it to flinch, that would be pretty good too. Okay, fly, that's fine. Because now I can focus on everything else. Instead of focusing on Swablu for now, we'll let it we'll let it hang out up there. We'll let it do a little flap, and then we'll go from there. Let's double team this over here. The Slowtad does not deserve the pain it's about to endure from this confusion, but whatever. He's a good boy. He just likes sticking his tongue out at everything. Well, Umbreon will get to level 34. Or not Umbreon, Espeon. Umbreon might get to level 34. And that's a Beldum. Choice Band takedown! Shadow Rush wouldn't be bad against it, though. Because, obviously, Shadow Rush would ignore its typing. Because I don't have a whole lot that can hit Steel types for now. I'm going to put up a Reflect, just because of Takedown and Shadow Rush, so... Yes, rare Beldum. Hard to catch Beldum. Like, very low capture rate Beldum, so... Yeah, if it was normal Pokemon, this thing would be very difficult to get your hands on. Most of the time, you wouldn't be able to get it from random encounters in a lot of cases. I think in certain Pokemon games, I think in Black and White 1 and 2, I think you can get your hands on like a Metang or a Metagross as a... like you can encounter them in the wild in those games, but I don't know if you can encounter them in the wild in anything before that. So I think it was only available as an event Pokemon, like you get it as a gift in Hoenn. And then in Sinnoh, I'm not sure, but I don't think it was available. Yeah, he frenzies a little bit when he takes damage there, doesn't he? I also like the little squiggle in his eye when he faints. I mean, they've done that with other Pokemon already, but I just find that pretty funny. I don't know. It's like the only defining feature that makes it look vaguely like anything else, and it just it falls over. Oh, this is gonna help actually, because watch this. So somebody's gonna be asleep. We can take care of that next turn. But thanks to Synchronize, I was gonna say thanks to Synchronize, you're going to sleep too, but apparently that didn't work. Okay. Okay, fine, be that way. Let's start working on the Lombre. Espeon, wake the fuck up. Thank you. See how much this bite does. Okay. I'm not sure if I should... I think I'm going to Secret Power, actually. On the Lombre, because I think... Well, maybe I shouldn't because of the fact that Swablu is pretty low on HP now. So, I can probably start tossing a ball at it. Just let Espeon take care of the rest. There we go. Alright, Swablu. Let's do a Pokeball. Again, it's a base form Pokemon. It can't have that high of a, or that low of a capture rate. So, I would prefer if it had that high of a capture rate. But we'll see. Alright, there we go. Perfect. That will work. Let's bring it home, Espeon. Hey, Marie, welcome back. Yeah, not too much. We just caught Shadow Swablu. We took care of the backtracking in the cave after we got to the save point. And pretty much after this, it's just going to be whatever trainers are left in the cave, and then we're going to be good to go. So, pretty much just the rest of this screen, and then there's a couple of items that we can grab past that one broken bridge that we saw before. And then after that, it's basically just save and then go for the boss. We'll see what we can do there. Yeah, the more experience I can get Espeon and Umbreon at this point, the better off we'll be. Kind of like Pokemon in this format. Explain so that I can see what you mean. Really wish they did something like this again, but that's wishful thinking, ain't it? Yeah, it's tough because, like, I like when they do stuff like this where it's a different battle style, right? Like the whole game is double battles, basically. So it's an interesting change up from what you're used to when you're, playing Pokemon, because usually you don't do double battles all that often. So it's a nice little way of changing things up. It would be nice if they went ahead and did something like this at some point. It's highly unlikely that this game will ever get remastered because Game Freak does not like rehashing old mechanics. And they definitely won't be like, well, we're going to remaster these, but we're going to put Gen 8 mechanics in it, or Gen 9 mechanics in it, because that's too much work for Game Freak. They usually prefer to do the lowest common amount of work that they can do and reap the maximum benefit out of the brand now. So, unlikely that it'll ever get remastered, which is why I'm playing it on the GameCube for now, just to get it, done. But the doubles only format is cool, but harder to balance. That's fair, yeah. Yeah, that's another thing you missed, is Beldam's taking damage animation, where it flew all over the place in a frenzy and then looked back at the battlefield like it was unsure of what was happening. So that was fun. Yeah, for always, you're probably right. You're probably right. I hate to say it, but you're probably right about that. Okay, so Meditite can go in my walking box, because it can walk pretty good with me. And Swablu, let's see how you go. Do you walk good? I don't know about Dunsparce yet. We'll have to see how Dunsparce goes as well in a sec. How are you? Are you done? You're done. Okay, so I can switch Quillfish into the party for you now. So, put you back here with everybody else. Most everybody else, anyway. Put Quillfish in the party. And then we'll swap a few Pokemon around. Let's see, actually put Quillfish up here, because I know I'm going to keep it in the party. And everybody else can go down there. I might keep Swablu in the party for the boss fight, but I'm not sure yet. I know Mantine's going to be in the party for the boss fight, but I don't know about the third yet. So, yeah, new take on catching Pokemon and better dungeons aesthetically. Yeah, I can agree with all of that, yeah. Excuse me. It's nice when they change it up from the usual, here's grassy roots and, a bunch of ocean area and all that stuff. Now it's like you're in a dilapidated town full of thugs that was an old mining town at one point, and now you're running around inside of the abandoned mine. It's like, okay, already this sounds more interesting, So, thought these would be re-released on the Wii U, to be honest. I mean, yeah, that could have worked, I think. Again, I don't know if they would have wanted to rehash the old mechanics, but oh god, Mirab's brainwashed this child! So, you can put the first 2 Golden Sun games on Wii U Virtual Console, come on. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just because they didn't want to have Gen 3 mechanics when there were, like, with the Wii U, it was like Gen 6 and Gen 7 mechanics, I think, were relevant to the time the Wii U was out. So I think they just didn't want to confuse people, which is fine, I guess, but, like, still, it wouldn't have been that confusing. And I'm like, hey, these games are re-released. They came out at a time when physical special split was not a thing, so play it accordingly. Okay. Kind of wish the battle was fighting with 4 moves like Pokemon Tekken and switches after battle to the normal overworld. So, like, oh, okay, so more of a, like, not so turn-based then, maybe? I think I understand what you're saying, yeah. I haven't played the Pokemon Tekken games, so I don't have a good scope of what they do, but yeah, I mean it's a refreshing take on the series because it's a different way of playing again. So they're breaking up the normal stuff. Hey, Conker and Nitro, hello, welcome, General Kenobi. Yes, how you both doing? We are hanging out in Pyrite Cave, just trucking along through the trainers. We caught all the Shadow Pokemon here, except for the last one. We'll go to that one soon enough, so. Pokken tournament with the normal overworld, honestly, it sounds like fun. Hey, I'm all for it. I'm all for, trying out something new and interesting, so I'll take it. So not turn-based, like an actual fighting game. Okay, yeah, I would take that. I probably would be pretty bad at it, because I'm notoriously bad at fighting games, but I'd give it a shot. Why not, It's something interesting, it's something different with the mechanics, so I'd be cool with it. Had a shitty week today. Anyway, shitty week. Oh boy, that's no good, Nitro. Hopefully the next week will be better for you then. If you feel like talking about it, let me know. I'm a good listener. I'm a good talker too, but, well, you already know that. Anyway, yeah, if you feel like talking about it, feel free. I'm a good listener. So, autocorrect stuck again. Oh boy. I don't know, kid. I guess we're gonna find out. To be fair with you, though, Mirror B is eternal. It's it's funny because Mirror B, well, I can't really talk about him until we get done with this, but he's very iconic in the Pokemon series. We'll just say that, and then we'll let him be iconic when we go along here. Okay, so, I mean, that's not bad. That's within walking distance, I think, for Dunsparce. I can work with that. Now I just got to see how well Swablu does with walking, and then we'll go from there. I'm a horrible talker. I'm a decent listener. That's okay. Really, it's just practice with both of them, to be honest. You don't got to worry too much about it if you're not so good at it. Just practice listening to people and, you know, try not to talk over anybody, or practice talking with people, and you get better at it over time. Especially if you do it every day. Okay, fair enough. You can battle mate. Orders must be followed, but you're going to be derelict of duty when I faint all of your Pokemon, so... And let's see, the stairs that were over by Hunter Zallow there, the one that had the Shadow Swablu, those are the stairs that lead to the boss fight. So we're not going to go there just yet. Instead, we're going to go this way, which leads to another item and some more stairs, which lead to even more items. And then after we're done getting those, we'll go down the stairs to the boss fight. After we heal and save again, so... Threw up like 12 different times, had 4 or 5 different cramps in your legs, and you're going to bed. Ooh, that's not good. Stomach made you feel like you were... Oh my god. Yeah, that's not good at all, Nitro. Hopefully you're getting over that, because that sucks. I've had stomach aches and cramps like that before, and it's just... Ugh. It's gross. It's hard to make because it has to make every move in Pokemon it's on animation because how some Pokemon use, for example, Ice Punch is very different. Yeah, it would be difficult to make it because then you have to make animations for every Pokemon, you know what I mean, so... Well, I'm glad to hear you're okay now because, yeah, that does sound like a very bad time, Nitro. Hopefully it's not, like, indication of, like, your appendix or anything like that, because I know the last time I had a situation where I was throwing up that badly, it was appendicitis, and I had to get it removed, so hopefully... I'm glad to hear it's gotten better. It could have just been food poisoning or something like that, maybe, but keep an eye on it. My thought process and my recommendation for anybody... Now, I am not a doctor. This is not doctoral advice, but this is what worked for me when I self-diagnosed appendicitis to myself. I had stomach cramps and aches so bad for an entire weekend that I threw up every hour on the hour. No matter what I ate or drank, I couldn't even drink water, and I could not stand up straight. So if you have those two things going on for a period of like 48 hours or more, you might want to call a hospital. So just keep that in mind. I know it's gross, but just keep that in mind. It'll save you in the long run because you don't want your appendix bursting. That can kill you. So, ugh. It was not fun at all. Mine did not burst, though. It was just inflamed. So if I had waited a couple more weeks, probably would have. But thankfully, I got it taken care of very early in the symptoms and stages. So did you go see a doctor? Oh, you already knew what happened, and it wasn't that bad. Okay, good. So that man has good logic. What did he say after the battle was over? I didn't see. Hang on. Okay, well, fair enough. Yeah, I can I can work with that. I can agree with that. Let's go through a secret passage to get over here. Channeling my inner H.C. Bailey with that one. I mean, you could kind of see it, though. Like, the passageway kind of funneled this way, you know, and you can even kind of see it from there, yeah. So, camera's a little bit out of the way, but that's okay. We got a max potion and some ethers, actually, so I'm going to swap those up a little bit, because I'll be using those for sure. Let's see. Oops. I can't move cancel, unfortunately. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. And there's that. Yanma, are you finished yet? Did I... Yeah, Yanma was finished. Never mind. I put him in the PC before this. Alright, Swablu's not quite there yet, but that's okay. You didn't know that was there? A max potion? Man, that'd be so nice for the boss. Yeah, it's there. Gotta keep an eye out. Sometimes they're a little tricky with these items and secret passages and stuff. I think that's one of the only times, though, where it's, like, out of the way, you know? So. Basically, you just ran outside longer than you should have with a heavy-ish bag on your back, and you threw up and you came inside. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's... It's tricky because, you know, if you work yourself too hard, then, yeah, your body's going to react to it, and it's not going to be fun for you, so... But I'm glad to hear that you're feeling better, so that's at least good. So, I don't know. Let's find out after I defeat you. Chaser Mela. You're a dumb kid, okay? No, it's okay. No, it's fine. It's not a big deal. I just, you know, keep it in mind if you ever play the game again. You never know, Dolphin is a thing. I don't have Dolphin, though, because I don't think I could run Dolphin on my computer. I can't run DS emulators at 60 FPS on my laptop, so... Yeah. I figure I probably can't run Dolphin because of that. I could probably run it off-stream, that is. I should mention that off-stream, I can run most games on my PC, but when I'm streaming stuff, I can't run anything higher than, like, a GBA emulator or, like, a Super Nintendo. Like, older systems emulators. If it's, like, PS1 or anything later than that, on my laptop, I can't stream it with an emulator yet because it's just too much for my computer to handle for now. Eventually, I'll be able to fix that, but I'll have to get a new computer first, and Cole keeps bugging me. Hey, when are you going to get the new computer? I want to get the parts and everything for it. It's like, Cole, I'm playing GameCube games right now. I've literally got a year's worth of streams left before I'm done with my GameCube games. Let me finish. So, we all were dumb kids at one point or another. That's true. Natsu's cute. You should raise one sometime. Natu is cute. I like the Natu line in Zatu. I haven't liked it since X and Y forced it to fly all the time, though. I liked seeing it when it was, like, standing there staring at the horizon, you know? It was just so, like, I don't know, ominous looking, I guess? It was just interesting because you could tell that there was something going on more than what the sprite gave on just from that. It was an interesting way of displaying it to make it so that its lore was kind of... You were given a glimpse at the lore of Natu and Zatu when Zatu was just standing there. And then you read its Pokédex entries, and it's like, it can see the past and the future at the same time. It's like, whoa. Okay, yeah, he's definitely seeing some shit. So. Can't? How bad is your laptop? Your old one, the Inferno, could run DS emulators at 60 FPS. But did you try to stream them? That's my question. I can run DS emulators at 60 FPS off of the stream. But as soon as I start streaming it, it dips to, like, mid-30s somewhere. So that would be my question, is did you ever try streaming with your old laptop? Because I can play the games okay. I'm going to go around this Cypher Peon to show you. It's a dead end. Yeah, we can't get there from here. The boss is in the top left corner. So yeah, if you ever tried streaming with it, if it worked, then yeah, I could see it. But yeah, when I'm streaming with it, it doesn't work so well. That's walkable, I think. 60 special defense. You must have a plus special defense nature. And natural cure ain't too bad either. So, okay. Keep it in mind. No, never tested that. It probably dipped to the 30s and 40s. Yeah, so that was the problem with me, is that it dips down to like the 30s and 40s for me, so. Welcome to the end of the world. No, don't take me to the end of the world, Cypher Peon Sema. I don't want to fight Lingering Will yet. Oh wait, that's at the ends of the earth. Never mind. False alarm. We're all good. So. Came straight out of Mystery Dungeon. Did. How many Pokemon do I usually train? You only train 6, no more, not a single one. So what I do is I train a team of 6, but if a Pokemon that I'm going to get is significantly later in the game, like let's say in this game I'll have 4 for a really long time, and then near the end game, in like the last 2 dungeons, I'll add 1 in each of the last 2 dungeons in story mode. Before the post game, that is. So usually what I'll do in that case, because I have such a huge gap before I get those Pokemon, is I'll train a temporary party member. So that way I've got something to take up their spot until I get them. You'll see that sometimes in my other Pokemon playthroughs. For example, I raised a Butterfree in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and played that for the stream. And it basically held a spot for when I got Snorlax eventually. And it was pretty good. For the first half of the game, it does some pretty good work for you. So. After Sun, you've done small teams now. In Sun, you had a variable roster of 18. Yeah, EXP share is OP. Yeah, I did something similar to that in X and Y. I had like 12 or 13 Pokemon that I would rotate out. I represented all 18 of the types, basically, so I was like, okay, that's fine. We can do it that way. Well, you're getting special attack there, Espeon. That's the important part, so. The other problem, too, kind of, you can play Doom Eternal on your laptop, but you can't record it without it crashing. Oh, yeah. That's not good either. I hate when it crashes when you start recording stuff. And actually, recording stuff for me is even worse on my laptop because I don't know if you saw previously. Oh, my veteran members of my channel might remember when I was trying to figure out if I was going to stream, or not stream, but play Mass Effect for my channel. I tried playing the PC version, and it dipped from like 60 FPS off of the recording software to like 12 frames a second or something like that when the recording software was on. It was abysmal, and it definitely shut down my plans of doing Mass Effect 2 and 3 for that point, because I wanted to use it with mods and didn't have the chance. So yeah, it was a bit of a clusterfuck. So I should try Nights in the Nightmare. That game fucks you up emotionally. The name sounds familiar. I feel like I've heard of it somewhere before, but I don't think I've seen any footage of it. Sorry, Sfeel, that probably... Speaking of being fucked up emotionally, that Sfeel had a bad day. Did you see his eyes? So... Let's see here. You even used Sol Galeo. There was so much EXP flying around. Stuff made it to the 40s and 50s before the Elite Four. Yeah, that's quite a bit of experience. Running around. Oh, we might even get to 35, actually, because there's still... Is there still? I think there's still at least one trainer left. So... No, I've got some really high-level Pokemon. What did you think was going to happen? Here. That's how you used to play 14. Talked about it before. Oh, you've talked about Nights in Nightmare before. Okay, it's an isometric platform, bullet hell, and turn-based JRPG. That sounds like a lot. But I could give it a shot, I guess, at some point. Oh, that's true. I shouldn't be wasting time. Otherwise, Duking's Plusle is going to have a very bad day. Proceeds to waste 10 more minutes looking for items. It's actually what's about to happen, because I'm about to go get items right over here. Excuse me. Yeah, I knew there was at least one more trainer. Let's see here. Well, if you give 757 experience, we'll have level 35 Espeon and Umbreon for this one, so that'll help quite a bit. You do that. I'll help you with the training, but it probably won't go well for you. It is play on your own. Or you'll cry on stream or just feel super bad. Great. Well, it wouldn't be the first time I've cried on stream, though. You watch me play The Last Guardian. You know how it can get from me. The Last Guardian messed me up. Of course, it was because of when I played it. I played it like 3 months after my previous dog died, so like, Jesus. That was a terrible idea. It was a good tribute, but it was a terrible idea. So, Professor Layton also has some emotional roller coasters. So the only Professor Layton game that I know of is the one where he teams up with Phoenix Wright. I haven't really seen any of his other games, to be honest. So it does. You should pick it up. Yeah, The Last Guardian hit me right in the feels. It was, oh man, it was something. I'll tell you what. I like the little leg twitch that Zigzagoon does when it faints there. I don't know why I like it. It's a neat little detail, I guess. It's like, nope, I'm still alive. I'm not dead. Just because I'm not moving. You play out a scene for you from after you clear a stage. After every stage, you get a scene from that area from the past, so you get a look at what happened before you get there. Okay. Yeah, hit me with it. Let me hear what it's got. See how badly it'll mess me up emotionally. Well, this Linoon might give us enough experience to get us over the hump here. So, I'm just gonna do this because I know Espeon's faster than Linoon, so... And we got 100 speed. That's nothing to sneeze at right now. Linoon's pretty fast, but it's not that fast. So. Aha! We did it. Level 35, perfect. And all that special defense will definitely help us out in the coming battle, because there's quite a lot of special attacks flying around in the boss battle here. So, a group of knights is hiding out after a fort they were stationed in was overrun by monsters. One is pretty injured, and they don't even think they'll be able to hide for long. Oh boy. Yeah, that could be a bit of a problem. Priestess from another knight squad shows up, and her entire team sacrificed themselves so that she could get away. Also a bad thing. Not really working out for her either. Ooh, lots of treasure over here. What do we got? A zinc. A Carbose. Probably a bunch of vitamins, right? A protein, yep. And this one will be iron? Yes, iron. Cool. They don't give you the important one, though, which is calcium. I need more special attack, game. Oh, well. I usually don't use those vitamins, though, on my Pokemon, to be honest. They're worth a lot of money, so I usually just end up selling them instead of using them on my Pokemon because they, for what they're worth in terms of the monetary value of them, they give you like 10 EVs when you use them. So I would much rather have an extra 5 grand in my pocket than 10 extra EVs, game. Thank you very much. All right, let me check over here and see if there's any trainers first before we go up there, because once we go up there, that's where the boss fight is, so. I don't think there's any more trainers, so. Let's see, nobody over there. And that's the end of the area right there. So before we go there, let's head back this way. We'll go heal, we'll go save, we'll go swap our party around just a little bit, and then we'll go from there. I might also hit up the restroom before I go to the boss fight, just so everybody knows. So I might take a quick pause break and go from there. Can I get Nora stuck? Okay. You can get Nora stuck on terrain in this game sometimes if you cut corners, like maybe not here. Yeah. Maybe I can't do it just here, but we'll try to get her stuck on terrain at some point. It's kind of mean, but it's kind of funny too, so let's see what happens. Some monsters are spotted. Seems like they'll be found soon, and one of the knights in the priestess's squad was actually best friends with one of the knights that's currently hiding. She does not take hearing that her friend is dead well. The knights all vow to give the monsters a fight to remember, knowing full well that they'll die, and the priestess tries to give a final prayer for them and can't finish. She breaks down crying because the fear of dying gets to her too badly. This is starting to sound like Drakengard. Not that I know very much about Drakengard's story, but it's starting to sound a little like it. So, alright, Quillfish, you're sticking around. Dunsparce, you're going in the walking PC. Let's see. Stick you right here. We'll stick Meditite here because I'm going to take Mantine with me. And Swablu... Nah, I don't want to keep Swablu in the party because I want something that works pretty well against his shadow Pokemon in case I need another tank. So, actually Meditite would make a decent tank for it because it has resistance to both of its moves that are other than Shadow Rush. So, we'll take Meditite with us. Why not? Move you guys over a little bit. And there we go. We got a couple here that we'll do something else with besides walking with them. We got Dunsparce and Swablu that I'll walk with later. And then we got a bunch that we can... How many do we have that we can purify now? So Croconaws 1 in the party. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, we got 9 done already. All right, we're more than 1/6 of the way there. There's only 48 Shadow Pokemon in this game total, so... Not bad. I will take it. Okay, so we've saved our progress. We've got everything that we need. We're all good to go. I am going to finish reading this story, and then I will take a quick pause break. How about that? Okay. Just close the door. There you go. Let's see. Suddenly, roars in the background. Looks like they've been spotted. The lookout that was hiding says the monsters will probably be there super soon. Every knight is hiding. Even the priestess draws their weapons to stare down their death. And the one whose friend died, literally tells her friend not to worry because she's going to be with her soon before drawing her weapon. What the fuck? Yeah, that's a bit of a sad story for them, that's for sure. I mean, I don't know if that would mess me up emotionally, but not exactly a happy ending for anybody involved, that's for sure. So, okay, so I'm going to take a quick pause break, and then we will go confront Mirror B and see what he's got going on in his little shop of horrors at the end of this area. But first, I will be right back. I said right back. There we go. Now we're good. All right, be right back. Okay, I have returned. Let me read some chat stuff. Let's see. Skull the Hero Slayer. Can't say I've heard that one. This is from the first 1/3 of the game. Oh boy. Slightly dark story, very good game. Well, they all died. Every unit you recruit is a soul, and you temporarily give their body back so they can fight for you from beyond the grave. And the game has permadeath. The souls can die if they overexert themselves. Okay, what the fuck? That is fucked up. Yeah, Knights is fucked up. The overarching theme is death. Main character disembodied soul becomes an omnicidal maniac by the end game. Again, sounds a lot like Drakengard. Across your path stands your way. If it looks at you the wrong way, you are going to kill it. Hey, you want a hard game that's hella dark and force you to make sacrifices? That sounds like this, yeah. Other Side. 100% wrote that correctly. It's called Other Side. Okay, gotcha. Not limited to the Red Side final boss, a newborn god. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so we're back. Let's see. I can probably move this over because Cole said he wanted to come watch the salsa dance here. So he'll be down in a moment. But I think this is the team that we're going to take with us into the fight. I don't really anticipate needing to use Quillfish, Mantine, or Metatite, but if I need a tank to heal somebody or revive somebody, I mean, they're there just in case I need them, so... And then, of course, there's also the fact that we need to catch a shadow Pokemon, and it's a little bit more difficult than what we've fought so far in terms of catching it. We will probably use most of those Ultra Balls that we've got there. By that I mean 2, because I'll try to keep 1 and use Great Balls after that. So. But we took care of all the trainers, so now there's only one thing left to do in here. And it actually puts me in pretty decent shape in terms of time here as well. Because, like I said, I basically want to get this cave done, get the story that happens after it done, and I want to go to the next area to get like 2 things, take a total of like 10 minutes to get it all, and then that'll probably be it for the day. Hi, Cole. Alright, so you've been at work for a long time, you finally get a day off tomorrow. Are you ready for salsa dance?
I'm not confident in my ability to stand back up.
Well, it's a good thing we're not the ones dancing then. Let's do this!
I even have popcorn.
Oh no.
Y'all know who this is. Y'all know. Y'all already know.
I'm just gonna sit here and watch for a second while I read through the rest of chat. Knights is fun, you never managed to finish blue side. So there's a red side and a blue side then, okay. Both games the game has 2 paths, and there's canon elements to both. The red and blue sides have different knights to recruit and different formations, because this is a strategy game, too. Yes, the Sultan of Samba. I'm going to call him the Sultan of Salsa, though, because contrary to popular belief, there are actual lyrics to the song that's happening in the background here. It's Spanish. Like, all of it is Spanish, other than, you know, the laughs. Those are just universal language. You don't have to be a specific language for that. But basically the lyrics are talking about enjoying salsa dancing and delicious music, basically. So, yeah, I didn't know there was official lyrics until I looked them up, to be honest. So, hi Ludicolo. And now all the Lotads and Lombres make sense. This door is locked, by the way. We can't get back there. But as you can see, Plusle's back there. But Mirabee won't let us go back that way. He's like, hey, I'm putting on a show here for you, and you're gonna enjoy it!
I would have laughed endlessly if the way to trigger the battle was attempting to leave or talking to him. Like, you just walked up to the door, you tried, and he was like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? You challenged you to a battle.
Call him the Sultan of Samba as a joke. What the fuck? No, I mean, yeah, it's pretty much, that's what he is. He's definitely the Sultan of something. Other side, like, expects you to fail. It expects you to make a decision that you hate yourself, and all the while you're getting attached to the characters because you name them yourself, so it's also a turn-based strategy game. Okay, and I'll bet you there's permadeath in it, too. Oh, boy. Alright, Mirabee, let's do this. Get your steps on, and then we'll go from there.
Hey, look, it's Mirabee. The trainer's so legendary. They made it into the next game.
He's very defined by his music, to be honest with you, and he became so well defined by his music that he actually made it into the sequel as a minor recurring villain. But we'll get to that.
With the best theme in the game, no cap.
I mean, it is a pretty damn good battle theme, yeah. Oh, we stopped the music, okay. Fair enough, I was going and grabbing all the items and beating all the trainers, so I'd stand a chance against you here. So... I mean, I like messing up your plans. It's fun for me. Don't take that away from me. Yeah, sure you can. Then let's dance, old man! He's like 25. I don't know why I'm calling him old man. But here we go. We've been challenged by Cypher Administrator Mirror B. And, well, you've already seen most of his party. It's the 4 Ludicolo that were dancing in the room there. So, yeah, we gotta fight them now. Espeon and Umbreon are very good for this. If you have Poison, Flying, or Bug moves, those are also very good for this. But most of those moves, for right now, are pretty bad. I think the best one you could get is Fly on Noctowl, and Noctowl is not very good, physically speaking. So, yeah, it's probably in your best interest to just use Espeon and Umbreon here. Just double team them and blast them off the field. It's fine. You're only getting 12 channel points at a time now. They know I'm going to use them for crowd control streams. Probably. Errors with revival to make you hate yourself even more. Oh, good lord. Goes through his character arc off-screen and evolves from the Sultan of Samba to the Disco King. Yeah, the 80s took him over in the 5-year span between Colosseum and XD, so... His Ludicolo, thankfully, are not a very high level, but the reason why you want to double team them is because they will use Rain Dance, and they all have either Swift Swim, which doubles their speed in Rain, or Rain Dish, which restores their HP in Rain. Neither of these are good for us, so we're just gonna get rid of all of them as quickly as possible, in short order. That one is pretty specially defensive, actually. Or maybe I got a crit. Maybe that's what it was. Okay, that's fine. They'll use some special attacks like Water Gun. They'll use some... I think Astonish is one of their only physical attacks, now I think about it. But, yeah, they'll use some attacks. Leech Seed is also a problem. We'll probably have to switch out to get rid of that, but that's okay. We'll leave Espeon in for now.
This battle seems like it is purpose-built to make you want to throw yourself.
Well, if you gave Umbreon Toxic after finishing the Pyrite Colosseum, that would actually work pretty well here, because you could Toxic one of the Ludicolos and then just take down the rest of his team and let it slowly die from poison, but I didn't give it to Umbreon because I'm not sure if I'm going to need it, and I actually kind of like Umbreon's moveset the way that it is, so yeah. Let's see. Let's get rid of this Ludicolo, and then I'll switch Espeon out for somebody else. Probably Quillfish. That is a long AF time gap. There is permadeath, yeah, okay, thought so. Yeah, Poison Sting, use the Quillfish. I don't even know if it has Poison Sting yet, now that I think about it. Probably, but we'll know in a second when I switch it out. Don't having die. This fight traumatized me as a kid. I lost so many times. Oh, I know. This fight is the reason why when I was a kid, I always got Espeon and Umbreon up to level 36 before fighting them, because at that point, Espeon gets Psybeam, and it just kills everything. Like, Psybeam is only 15 base power more powerful than Confusion, but you feel the difference with all of Espeon's special attacks, so yeah. It has Leech Seeded both of my Pokemon. Well, let's see. Actually, I'm going to get rid of this Ludicolo as well, and then we'll do some switching, because then I can get rid of both of the Leech Seeds at once, and I can swap out Meditite and all that stuff.
I remember nothing about this game. I don't care what his 5th Pokemon is. If it's not a Shadow Ludicolo, I'm going to shit.
It's not a Shadow Ludicolo.
I'm disappointed. You see the more Ludicolo, you're like, oh crap, those are going to be his team. Oh shit. Oh no, they've got Leech Seed. You sent out a 5th one, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah, no. But we're going to find out what his 5th Pokemon is right now that I've KO'd most of his Ludicolo. We'll let the other one dance for a while. He's catching a good rhythm. I've got a good rhythm going. So yes, his final is a Sudowoodo. And it's as high of a level as we are, and it's also his Shadow Pokemon, so that's fun. It's a Stiff!
This motherfucker was like, yo, I want all the Pokemon with, like, all the vibes. And then he was like, what should I take my Shadow Pokemon? He just took the least vibing thing.
It's too bad he doesn't have a Spheal. Spheal gets it pretty into the music, too. It's kind of cute, actually. You get his Shadow Spheal in Pokemon XD. It's actually kind of cute when it bounces to the music. Okay, so Sudowoodo has Rock Slide, so Mantine is completely useless now. Because his physical defense is not so good. And Sudowoodo's physical attack is pretty high. Let's get Quillfish and Meditite in here so we can get rid of the Leech Seeds, so...
Oh, that's right, you can't purify me in this game.
You can, but not yet. Yeah, they have Dive too, so if you don't like Stall, you will not like this fight. at all. Listen to the song Soul Swap, which is the main theme from Other Side, and it's an amazing song. I will keep an eye out for it, yeah. Dive into the floor quick! Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for it. I'll see if I can find it on the tunes and stuff. Ow!
Oh, you just dive, just a swan dive into the floor. Doesn't even go underwater, just hits the ground.
Pretty much, yeah. Okay, so there goes the rain. Probably this Ludicolo will put the rain back up, though, before it leaves, so... But, yeah, I won't need Calm Mind. Let's just Shadow Rush. We'll get Hyper Mode, but if we get Hyper Mode, I'll just call them out of it. So, and probably have to heal Quillfish. We'll figure that out. Really, it doesn't matter as much now that I got, all the Leech Seeds off. That was the main reason why I switched, so I can just call Quillfish and let it faint. Like, that's not a huge deal. Or I could faint right now. Ow! Yeah,
did you see the way that thing ran at you?
Yeah.
So suddenly?
Like Pedo Bear?
Rapidly approaching bear.
Yeah. But yeah, it was really just to get rid of the Leech Seeds. That's the only reason why I swapped, to be honest, so... I guess we'll just do damage, and if Meditite and Quillfish faint, I mean, I'm not really that bothered by it. We almost got Quillfish down by 1 bar, though, so that's good. I'll let him Leech Seed because, well, these Pokemon won't be on the field for very long, so they'll be dead soon. Okay, Hyper Mode. If you attack Quillfish this turn, that would be ideal. Actually, that's not going to kill anybody. Okay, there you go. Other Side is on your wish list. You just bought Clothes and Little Witch Nobita. Almost 24 deaths in, playing it on Advanced. Oh boy. That sounds like fun. Alright, so now we can switch Quillfish out. I'm going to switch him out for Espeon because Reflect and also Confusion will KO this Ludicolo, so... Oh, your how did you get Oh, Poison Point hit you. Okay, well, Sudowoodo's on a timer now. That'll be great. Oh, Espeon's hurting a little bit. Umbreon, how about you first? I would like to get Reflect up, but Espeon's hurting a little bit, so... Let me do... Is that Kettle Corn good, then? Mm-hmm. That's the one with the blueberry on it, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Cole's got blueberry Kettle Corn.
Listen, I'm allowed. You can't stop me.
Don't like Meditite's get-up animation, it creeps you out. Yeah, with him putting his legs up above his head there, yeah, I can see it. I used to be able to do that as a kid, put my legs over my head like that, but I can't do it anymore.
I'm not sure if I can do it anymore because if I try to move my hip at an angle that isn't walking, it pulls itself.
Yeah, I wouldn't try there, man. That doesn't. It's not a good idea.
I don't know what the hell is wrong with my hips. If they get angled the wrong, I don't know if I'm just getting old, but like
probably
at the slightest strange angle. It's
probably just
like
old.
Even when I'm sleeping, I wake up, I stretch, and my hip just goes. So what if I cramped?
Fun.
And my hip cramps are bad. Like, I will be sitting there with my teeth grit screaming into a pillow for 2 minutes flat.
Yeah, I can... it's not fun.
I see stars when my hips cramp.
Yeah, I'm laughing, but it's not fun. Just, I know how not fun that is. Let's keep Umbreon alive. I'm gonna hate that I can't call Meditite out of this Hyper Mode, but I'd like to get rid of the Ludicolo, and also I've still got that timer that... Never mind, I'm not gonna get rid of it. It's gonna kill Meditite instead. Or rather, Sudowoodo's gonna do that. Ow. I mean, it's probably okay, because I can get Espeon in here and Reflect and do all that stuff, and that'll be helpful. So, sorry, Meditite. Your buddy gets old, sorry to hear. Called it the flashbacks, I know. Okay, so, it's diving. Espeon can put up a Reflect before it finishes diving. So, what we'll do... is... Because does it have a Leech Seed on Umbreon? Let's see. Wait for it to proc. No. Okay, that's fine. Because that means I can put up a Reflect, I can heal Espeon while I'm putting up a Reflect this turn, and then we can KO the Ludicolo next turn. And then I gotta start chucking Ultra Balls at Sudowoodo before it dies of its poison. Because that would not be good. Yeah, just Rain Dish left in this case. That SpongeBob song you get old starts playing, yeah. Oh boy.
I can't say I wasn't expecting my hips to start doing that, but like, why at 23?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. Well, it's just because you stiffen up. You know how it gets when you get older.
It's just like...
Okay, yeah, definitely need to start throwing Ultra Balls now. It's half HP with status. Alright, Sudowoodo, you're on a timer. Let's hope that you decide to be slightly tame for me this time. This is not going to KO Ludicolo, though, this confusion. It's going to, like, be very close, and then it's going to Leech Seed or dive again. So. Didn't think you were 4 years older than Cole. Yeah. Cole's only at 23 at the moment. Alright, we got it in one. That's good.
I'm 24 in a few months. Oh my fucking god.
He says that. Meanwhile, I'm 6.5 years older than him, sitting next to him. You can imagine how ancient I feel when you say you're getting old. Alright, I ain't even going to leave this Ludicolo any chance at diving underwater. It's probably going to Leech Seed instead, but I'm not going to like do some stupid shit like Helping Hand. I'm just going to KO it right now.
Attack right now. That would just be like a slap to the face.
Furret has Quick Attack, but it's in the PC because its Shadow Gauge is all the way down, so... And that takes care of Mirror B. We got his Shadow Pokemon in one, and, well, we got Espeon to level 36. That means Psybeam and Go-Go. We also got a bunch of special defense EVs, because Ludicolo gives a lot. So, alright, so we'll just get rid of Confusion for Psybeam. Yeah, we'll get rid of Confusion for Psybeam. I'll keep Return because it gives me a little extra coverage. It's not great, but it's, you know, it's coverage, and I can use it to weaken stuff, so... Umbreon will get you there soon enough. You're about a half a level behind, but that's okay. And there we go. Beat Mirror B. Oh no, he lost the rhythm. How is he going to beat the minigame in Yakuza 0 now? But he did give me $3,000, so that's good. About to hit 27 next month. Oh yeah, we're all getting old. 18 over here, still young. Keep that youth, lifeblood.
First thing to go is your knees. Be ready for it.
Oh, good lord. Yeah, 101 special attack. Never realized how OP Espeon is early in the game. Espeon is OP through the whole game. It only really gets Psychic moves to use that special attack with, but Psychic does a lot of good damage throughout the game. Not a lot of things resist it, and when they do, you have other stuff for it, so...
Oh, hi, Conker.
Yes, Conker has been here, I think. Yes, Conker's been here. Just has been lurking. It's okay. Usually don't get one till almost the Elite Four. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, in Johto you can get it a little earlier, but yeah, I get it.
Espeon is completely insane.
Gonna barely be 27? Completely thought you were older. You're already 27. Yeah. We're all getting old, Conker. Oh boy. Anyway. I will take great pleasure in kicking your ass, you fucking asshole. No, he's not gonna say that. He's got more class. Run away! Run away!
He just Naruto ran!
Well, yeah, I mean, he's got all that hair to carry with him. What do you think he's gonna do? Oh, Plusle's calling my name. Hold on. Yeah, it's behind the door there, so we should probably go grab it. But first, let's grab this treasure that he left behind. TM49 Snatch. Not that we need it, because Umbreon already has it, but if you got rid of it, well, you can put it back on there, because Snatch is really good, and you shouldn't get rid of it. I'm looking at you, every Pokemon Colosseum playthrough on YouTube.
What the fuck do they have a Plusle under 3 searchlights for?
It's Mirror B. Like, at some point you need to not question his motives.
Like, you see this, like, setup, and you're like, damn, they're gonna have something crazy, and they're like a Salamence or some crazy legendary, and it's a fucking Plusle.
Yeah, it's Duking's Plusle. They're holding it hostage to blackmail Duking. Einfile P, let's take a read. The purification of Pokemon. No, this is not dedicated to Plusle. It could be, but it's not. Shadow Pokemon are fighting machines created by closing the door to their hearts. The process of restoring a Shadow Pokemon back to its original state is known as purification. I spoiled it like an hour beforehand. It's okay, though. Exactly how a Shadow Pokemon is purified is unclear, but there appear to be several causes. We've seen a few of them already. We must eliminate reaction to these factors and create Shadow Pokemon that will never revert back to their original purified forms. It never works! Chief Ein from the Shadow Pokemon Lab. Let's grab this. And this contains a really useful item, the Macho Brace. This will double the EVs you get at the cost of having your speed temporarily during a battle. We will be putting that to use very soon, but first, let's take care of getting Plusle out of here, shall we? Don't look as old as you are, it's a family curse, I swear. Got good genes. Feel old already, is it really that bad? Cole, is it really that bad?
My knees hurt.
His knees hurt. That's your answer. You literally thought you were still in high school if you don't keep your facial hair, which you hate staying, so you like staying clean shaven. I gotcha, yeah. I mean, I like having facial hair because I feel like I look like a baby when I take it off, honestly.
I hate my facial hair with a burning passion.
I mean, you could give it to a few other people. Sometimes some people have a hard time growing out facial hair. And it's funny because usually those are the people that want a beard, and the rest of us who can grow it out are like, oh, God damn it, I hate this shit.
The more you hate having a beard, the faster it grows.
So, I'm fucked up. Oh, no. You've been accused of being 19. I mean, that's not a bad thing, though. You know, I mean, if you look younger than you actually are, that's usually people say that's a good thing. Apparently look about as old as Cole, if not a little younger, to people outside of your family. So we all got good genes. That's good. Worse if you're clean shaven. Yeah, same, though. Well, yeah, it's hard to have facial hair in that case because it's difficult because it can, I mean, it makes people, like, question. And you don't want people to question because it's like, you want to feel natural in society where you're accepted for who you are in society. And if you have facial hair and you have the you know, the estrogen pumping through, it's kind of, some people are going to be a little bit like, what? Like, you might break somebody's brain if they don't really have a good worldview. So.
Shit.
Marie can't grow a beard. Okay, well. But, I mean, fair. It's not really something you need, so. It doesn't help that you're about 5'4", so it's a lot of people are taller than you. Well, I mean, I'm like 6'2", so it's, you know. I didn't grow a mustache until senior year. I think I was about there, yeah, myself. About a foot taller than you. The term you're looking for is passing. Yes, that's the correct term. Thank you. Yes, passing. You want to pass in society. So, I couldn't draw it from my memory banks. So, more people that are taller than you. Sorry, Conker. I mean, I guess you could ask me how the weather is up there, so that's fair.
I mean, a lot of us are tall. I'm tall. Jimmy's tall.
A lot of our family is taller, though. To be honest, like very few of us are shorter than.
Would you like to guess why?
Why?
I'm 5'11".
So you're not quite 6 foot.
Do you want to know why that makes me infuriated?
Because you're not quite 6 foot.
Exactly!
Anyway, Dukin got his Plusle back. Awesome. And also, Plusle is not a shadow Pokemon, which is good, because I definitely fucked around a lot in the cave. So.
Fuck around and find out.
Ooh! Plusle's hungry. That sounds good. Let's get some grub, Duking. I could use a bite myself. I'm like 5 feet tall at the end of elementary school. See, my growth spurt didn't happen until I was in like 7th or 8th grade. So all the girls were like super tall, and I was like 4'11" until like 7th grade.
Not while I'm going.
Sorry. Cole had a bite of food in his mouth. Oh boy. You're welcome, Duking. How do they make them into shadow Pokemon anyway? Well, maybe we'll find that out later. Everybody's in good shape, including Plusle.
I love how, like, shoddy the animation is of them jumping and slipping.
He do a hop. Apparently Duking can understand his Plusle. He's probably got a pretty good, he's had him for a while, probably. Oh, okay. Well, I could use the help. I don't have a full team just yet. He do a flip again.
The flip looks like they froze the model animation just lifted it up and then twirled it.
They did. That's exactly what they did. But you're an animation major, so it's pretty easy for you to see that, so.
Mm-hmm.
We do have an addition to our party, because I'm actually going to use Plusle, because nobody uses Plusle. Boing. He just hops into my bag.
Coat?
He did, yes. I'm going to use Plusle. Nobody uses Plusle, probably because he starts at really low level, but I'm going to use him. He's a permanent party member now. He's going to be our electric type for the rest of the game. Even though his ability is useless in this one, but that's okay. He's still good. He's a great supporter.
I'm still waiting for Plusle and Minor to get evolutions.
Well, if Dunsparce isn't going to get an evolution, I don't think Plusle and Minor are going to either.
I always have a funny idea for them.
Oh, okay.
Fucking just like, they're like symbiotic Pokemon, so when they evolve, they just like fuse, and depending on which one's stronger in the fusion, depending on which one you either get division or you get multiplication.
Oh my god.
You would fucking die.
That's just silly. I love it.
That way you could use Plusle and Minor at the same time.
Yeah. We would have to get a new ability that gave it like plus and minus at the same time. Let's see, you had 2 or 3 growth spurts, you got stretch marks, and HRT just gave you more. Yeah, I could see that being a problem. Yeah, it's no good.
Like, if the minus is stronger, you get division. If the plus is stronger, you get multiplication. And the ability is literally inverted for both of them. It's the different name for both, but it does the same thing. It's just, this Pokemon has minus and plus.
At the same time.
And then it's plus and minus for the multiply one.
You've used Plusle. Give it Thunderbolt or don't use it. Yeah, we'll get Thunderbolt for it eventually. We'll have Spark until then, but we'll get Thunderbolt for it eventually. So. Oh, okay. So there's another area around here called the Under, and Silva's going to go investigate. I will be, Marcia. I'll take very good care of them. I don't know what gender Plusle is just yet, so we'll see. You're a giant throughout your whole life. You actually hit your head on a door frame once. I get that. I've hit my head on a door frame before.
How many times have we almost hit the ceiling fan in Nana's house?
How many times have we almost hit the ceiling in the basement?
Fuck that basement. Literally.
I can't stand up straight in the basement in our house. It sucks. Oh, hi, Johnson. Yeah, so Mirabee and all of his goons left the town once we beat him, so that's good. Wow, news travels fast around here. They do this several times in the game where he says, oh, I got a new story, and then the chief's like, Johnson, that's not new. I've heard it a billion times already. Stop being an idiot and get with the times. And he's like, oh, you're such a kidder. Yeah, okay. Anyway. Sudowoodo has a hard stone. I might grab that for my item box, but I don't think I'm going to need it. I think this is the reason, though, why a lot of people don't use Plusle. He starts at level 13, which is a lower level than even a lot of our... Like, even Remoraid was a higher level when we got it. But here's the positive side to Plusle. He also starts with, like, no good moves, so that's a problem. So it's going to be hard to use him in battle for a little while. But because Duking is the one that gave Plusle to you, he's actually considered a traded Pokemon, and he gains boosted experience throughout the game because he's considered traded. So that helps significantly with making him a little bit more useful, because the more you invest in him, the better he'll get. So we will be using him as a clean combo with Croconaw and Feraligatr for a little while here, but we have to get his experience up a little bit first. And it's going to be a little tricky to do that unless we get a certain item that I'm going to go grab in like 2 seconds. So,
on a completely unrelated note, that would be the greatest twist I've ever seen for a Pokemon game. We finally get every Eevee evolution, and then the next game they're like, yo, so, listen, there's another evolution. What's it for? Oh, it's just what they evolve into after you finish leveling them up. Like, oh, go into this one. It's literally just another normal type Eevee and has like a really special like Protean ability. I would shit my pants.
Oh boy. Alright, let's take Sudowoodo's Hardstone, actually. I'm going to do that first, and then we'll get...
I would give my left leg for a Dragon-type Eevee evolution.
Dragon-type Eevee would be pretty cool. I don't even know what it would look like, but it would be pretty cool.
I would canonically have one as a pet.
Actually, no. I think I do know what it would look like. It would look like a dog version of that one dragon from Spirited Away. That's what it would look like.
I would shit my pants.
Probably. Still waiting for all-type Eevee evolution, the dragon one that people thought we'd get in Unova, or the ground one. Yeah, every type, yeah, I get you.
They're scared to give us a ground one because of Earthquake.
Eevee learning Earthquake, oh my god. You're content with your...
Draco Meteor.
Yeah. Content with your Glaceon, though you'd love to see a Steel type. That'd be pretty cool, too. Collecting Pokemon kind of taught you a lot. There are a lot of people willing to go with an arm or a leg for the ore exclusives. Yeah, for sure. Duking's Plusle is very valuable in certain circles. I don't know, maybe it has really good IVs, too. It's got a hasty nature, that's pretty good. I mean, that gives it plus speed. Minus defense, I couldn't give a shit less about, but plus speed, yeah, I'll take that. So, pretty insulting to Pokemon just collect them if you think about it. Yeah, because then you just, it's like, okay, you caught me in this ball, and now you're just going to let me sit here forever? Like, what are you doing? I mean, you send him to the professor, and the professor takes care of him, I guess, but it's like, catch him if you're going to use him, you know? I caught a whole bunch in Let's Go, but that was just because that was the only time when I was actually going to be able to fill out my Pokedex reliably, so...
I feel like it would be really cool if, as the Pokedex filled up, you could go back to the professor's lab and you just had, like, a field of all the Pokemon you caught.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would like to see that in a Pokemon game where you could just kind of, like, hang out with and play with the Pokemon that you caught. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, I didn't put the Hardstone away. I do want to keep the Macho Brace in my inventory, though, because we'll be using it soon enough. We have $30,000 now, though, so I think I can update my supplies a little bit. The IVs are randomized, but the effort needed to import from the GameCube games. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, Conker, we'll see you in a little while. We'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. I've just bought 5 Hyper Potions instead of 5 Super Potions. Whoops.
You act like you can't afford that.
I can't afford it. I mean, I would have bought them later anyway, so whatever. Of course, we probably won't ever use this many hyper potions for quite some time, because, I mean, they restore 200 points of health. We won't need that much HP restoration for a while, so...
I just don't get using
these.
the idea that, like, the game spends the entire time building up these two new legendaries. They're like super rivals, like Kyogre and Groudon ain't got shit in these two. And then you catch them, send them over to the professor, and their solution to not killing each other is just to stand on the opposite sides of the field. Like, they cannot exist on the same side of the field.
That's pretty funny. Okay, so what I want to do right now...
The professor's like, they won't even talk to each other. They won't even look at each other. They've been staring at the corner for 30 minutes. Ever since you set them over here.
Oh, boy. What I want to do right now is I want to give the Macho Brace to Croconaw. I want to take its Mystic Water for now and give him the Macho Brace. We have a lot of male energy in this team right now. Hopefully we get a female Pokemon sometime soon. We have a few, but we aren't using them in the team at the moment, so... I should also put away Mantine for now, I think, because we won't need him for a little bit. Also put away the Hardstone that I just got. But yeah, I want to give the Macho Brace to Croconaw, because we're going to use it in just a little bit. I'm going to hold on to the Mystic Water, though, because we're going to keep that. But we are going to use the Macho Brace. We're going to do some EV training, quote-unquote.
Pain.
In between episodes here, so. Mantine, how are you doing on your bar? Not bad. I'm going to put Sudowoodo in the party, actually. Meditite can stay around, because I know Meditite can... I can walk around with him, so... I don't know what Sudowoodo can do, though, so let's put him in the party. You gotta be careful with Sudowoodo, though, because, and for the most part, you have to be careful with any of the Administrator Pokemon. Because Mirror B was a Cypher Administrator, his Shadow Pokemon is much more resistant to being purified than any other Pokemon that you'll get. Like, his Sudowoodo has about twice the amount of Shadow Bar as every other Pokemon that you could have found so far that was a Shadow Pokemon. So, yeah, it takes a while to get it purified. And I don't know how walking is going to do for it, but I guess I'll find out. I probably won't be walking with it, though, because it'll take quite a while, so... Let's see what we got here. Ah, yes, the Negotiator. Yes, I've negotiated for fair prices on an item I didn't need. Hyper Potions pre-Gen 7 nerf. Yeah, it's something. I have an issue with getting nothing but female Pokemon nowadays. I find that I get a lot of opposite gender Pokemon in most of the playthroughs. I forget if that's actually a mechanic or not, though. Like, if I'm playing as a male trainer, I'll get a decent chunk of female Pokemon, and opposite if I'm playing as a female trainer, so... Even your Aerodactyl, Saurian, hatched female, and that's a 1 in 8 chance. Having trouble getting female Pokemon, Miss Charmer. Yes, Miss Charmer, indeed. Popular. Anyways, you are lucky. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I get the opposite for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, so before we finish off, like I said, I gave the Macho Brace to Croconaw, but keep that in mind for a little bit. We'll keep Plusle in the party for now, but we want to leave town. But before we leave, Fatine is outside the shop.
Having a hell of a time.
And she has stars in her eyes. No, that's just her sunglasses. Having a hell of a time with what?
Getting a female Primarina in that generation.
Well, it's 1 in 8 chance, so...
Oh, that was awful. 50 fucking resets, maybe 60. I just wanted to play the game.
Well, she carries her crystal ball with her everywhere she goes there, Nora, so that's why. Oh, okay. Maybe it's not a coincidence. Oh, so you were on your way to visit your grandpa before you got captured. We should probably let him know that you're okay, because he's probably been expecting you for like a week now. Well, then maybe, yeah, there isn't a coincidence. So yes, our next overarching objective is to go see Nora's grandpa in Agate Village, and that will open up on the map once we go down here.
When I booted up live for the first time, I had a female Fennekin. Oh my god. Pain!
A Ditto. You need a Ditto. Yeah, that would be nice. Anyone else watching Super Wog again? I don't think I've ever heard of Super Wog now that I think about it. Yeah, male says a bit of crap. Well, to be fair, if you get a male starter, it's pretty much normal because the starters have like a 7 in 8 chance of being male, so. All right, Agate Village. It's a retirement home, basically. It's also a significant departure from what we're used to in the deserts of Ore, as you'll see in a moment. But I don't want to be here for very long. There's 2 things and 2 things only that I want to grab. And none of it involves seeing Nora's grandpa. Sorry, Nora, we're not going to go see him yet today. I might explore the whole village, though, outside of the next objective. So, the world is not in imminent peril, but I'm going to do all the side quests that we can do for right now.
I find it endlessly amusing that, like, this entire game takes place in, like, a giant, like, effing desert, like, straight up post-apocalyptic Mad Max, and you just get this one area of greenery in the entire game.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like, they just go on a, like, get a bunch of darts, like, okay, we'll shoot some darts off, you know, if it lands on one side of the board, we'll put greenery there, if it lands on the other, we'll put desert, and this guy just grabbed, like, all of them, chucked them all at once, and all of them landed on it, except for one that bounced off a wall and hit the green side.
Oh boy. Well, I mean, it makes sense though, because during Gen 3 they were more like nature-centric with everything. I mean, they were talking about expanding the land, expanding the sea with the bad guy teams in Hoenn. So having a place that is just desert, it adds to that sort of sense of them talking about and discussing how the natural world is receding because of certain influences, namely human influences.
Fucking just like 100 years ago, cut to this place, the ancient natives chilling out, Groudon just T-poses his way through the region.
Okay, so first thing we're going to grab, the house that you need to go to, by the way, is right there, the big one in the tree. But before we go there, I want to go down here and grab this item. The Experience Share. Very useful for Plusle, because Plusle, not only will it now gain boosted experience, it also will gain 2/3 of the experience that we get from whatever it's fighting in if it participates in battle for even a single turn. So that will come in very handy for us. In addition to that, I'm going to switch Plusle and Crocodile out in front now, because we're going to... Actually, no, I want to have Espeon and Umbreon out in front, actually, I'm going to think about it, because there's at least one battle that we'll get into while we're here in Agate Village, so... That's the first thing. Excuse me, Nora. Second thing is across that little wooden bridge there, and then we'll explore the rest of the village, and I'll probably... Well, actually, there is one thing I want to check out in Pyrite Town before we finish out, so... Yeah, it's her. Oh, boy. Oh, I'm going to waste plenty of time, sir. I'm going to waste all the time in the world.
Sniper strikes me as that kind of anime character that, like, walks away midway through the conversations while the side characters are doing things for the plot and just, like, solves the problem off screen.
I mean, probably.
It's like that one scene in Guardians of the Galaxy where they're like, man, how the fuck do we break out of this jail? Okay, I've got this complicated plan. Then Groot walks over and just rips the alarm off the wall.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I remember that scene. Okay, so... we're in the daycare, because this is the second thing that I actually want to do here. The Name Raider is also here, but we don't want to do anything with the Name Raider because we're not doing nicknames in this one. But here he is right here, if you feel like nicknaming your Pokemon. But I choose to believe that because Sniper didn't nickname his Espeon and Umbreon, he wouldn't need to do that, so... Where is this water even coming from, to be honest? It's a good question. At the one place in its godforsaken desert that has greenery. Underground, rain, Pokemon, take your pick. Yeah, it's probably one of those, so... Anyway, Daycare Lady. So, another method of getting the Shadow Gauge off of your Pokemon's heart is to... Or getting the Shadow off of your Pokemon's heart gauge, is to have them be raised at the daycare. And for some Pokemon, it works pretty well. Like, for example, Misdreavus has a modest nature, and this is the best method of getting rid of its Shadow on its heart gauge. So, out of anything. She can only raise one at a time, but it is pretty good for it. Now, I personally have never used the daycare for this effect, because usually when I have Shadow Pokemon, I don't bother with purifying most of them. I usually just purify the ones I'm going to use in my party, and that's it, but I'll try to purify a few more for this one so I can show off all the different methods of purifying while we're at it. Skiploom, incidentally, also is pretty good to put in the daycare, so that's why I'm leaving it here for now. I have no idea about Quillfish because I don't know what its nature is yet, so I'll have to figure that out at some point. It's about done with one bar, so we'll be able to figure it out soon. Probably do it off screen like the other stuff, and Swablu and Dunsparce as well. But I can walk with them because we saw that they get a decent chunk of their bars taken off when they're walking, so should come in handy for us. Anyway, that's the two things that I wanted to do here in the village. Daycare and also get the EXP share for Plusle. So now we can go exploring and just see what else is here, and then before we call it a day, we'll go back to Pyrite Town so I can check and see if something is the way that I think it might be. Because I have a little conflicting information about Pyrite Town between what a wiki says and what someone else has said on a walkthrough, so I'm going to find out. But before we do that, let's explore the rest of Agate Village. Oh, really? Might be from up here. Maybe there's some trees up on this big ledge here. So this gentleman will give you a berry every single day. In this case, we got a Ross berry. That'll heal a burn, so that's not too bad. I think you can even get like a Lumberry from him if I remember right. It's pretty rare though. But a Lumberry cures all status problems, so it's pretty good to hold on to for Pokemon. So, Let's not go there. Oh my god. Oh, okay, so it's a friend that's a boy. I mean, that makes sense, I guess. Hi, Mightyena. Mightyena. However you want to pronounce it. I'll say Mightyena because the first word is mighty, the second word is hyena, so it doesn't matter. You're gonna get it messed up somehow.
I'm still waiting for the flying normal, like, dog Pokemon. It's just a cloud. It's a Samoya.
A Cloud Samoya dog Pokemon.
You cannot tell me you would not die for that thing.
It would probably be pretty cool, yeah. This lady tells you about the daycare, by the way, so she mentions pretty much what I just said, where you can leave a shadow Pokemon with them, and it'll actually take down their heart gauge automatically. So that's pretty nice. Any method of automating that process in this game is really nice to have, and the daycare is one of them. I don't know how much it costs, though, so I guess we'll have to see that in a little while. I don't think we can go down there just yet, but there's a Pokemon Center here, so let's check that out. Yeah, you could get a citrus berry from them, too, I think, so that's pretty good. Lumberry's too rare and premium. I mean, yeah, it would be pretty premium if we got it. So, hell, they only give you one Lumberry in the sequel for free, but that's because in the sequel they have a Colosseum that basically has fully IV'd and EV'd Pokemon in it, so you're gonna need a Lumberry for that. Yeah, so like I said, this is basically an old folks' home for Pokemon trainers. They're all pretty good, though. They all battle pretty well. Uh-oh. This guy's back's bothering him, though. Yeah, you might want to find a hospital, man, or get some health insurance? I don't know. Anyway, I could probably use a heal, so let's do that. I could also probably use another Pokemon, because I've been walking around with only 5 of them for, like, a couple of minutes here. So. Yes, that's true. In the sequel, there's a much better automated system for purifying Pokemon. And it basically is like a chain reaction, almost. The more... Oh, no, I did put Sudowoodo in the party. Okay, I must have forgot. But yeah, it's basically like a chain reaction. The more you purify, the better the system of automated purifying gets. So it's really good. I like it as a mechanic. It's very well thought out, I think. So, what do you got? Would you rather fight a chicken every time you got in a car, or sword fight an orangutan once a year? I don't like the prospect of either of those things. Oh boy. Anyway, what's up, dude?
Sword fighting orangutan once a year. Those things are mean.
Yeah, oh boy. I don't know. There's a little bit of missing information there. Is the orangutan good at sword fighting? That would be my next question. I don't think they'd answer me, though. Anyway, inside this cave is the Relic Forest, and apparently Celebi visits here. Cool. Oh, okay. Well, technically, Nora's a villager, but I guess I'm not. I should probably get approval first. Maybe then they'll let me in. Let me in! No. We'll get in there.
See, if there was, like, a secondary protagonist, they would get into an argument with that person for, like, 5 minutes. And they would be like, this is bullshit. I'm with her. Why can't you let me in? Because you're not a part of the village. Fine, we'll go get it. Sniper just walks past the guy, goes in there, catches the Celebi, purifies his entire team, fucking leaves. He's like, Sniper, where'd you go? I went in. And he just leaves.
Oh, boy. Also, we got a Quick Claw from that chest, so that's a pretty good item. It has a small chance of allowing you to go first in battle no matter what your speed is, so that's pretty good. I don't think I'll be using it, because most of my Pokemon will be pretty speedy by the time the game's over, but... Hi, Torchic! I wonder if that's the Torchic that poses in that picture that's in the Pokemon Center. Small world. Also shows someone in this universe has foresight and made a system do things easier. Yeah, that would be nice. You'll take the chicken because you don't have a car. Fair enough. That's a good idea, then. Oh. Must be proud of Nora. That's cool. Again, we should probably tell him that we're on our way, but we're gonna fuck around for the rest of the stream instead. So.
This is 100% in character for Sniper to do.
He's a badass. What do you want?
He doesn't care about no plot.
Here's a Silk Scarf. That actually might not be a bad hold item for Umbreon for right now, for the extra power on Secret Power. There's more Ultra Balls to replace a few of the ones you might have used with Sudowoodo. So, speaking of which, how's your bar doing? Oh, that's pretty good for you, actually, walking around. Well, I guess you and Meditite are going to hang around in the party for a little bit, then. Because Meditite's pretty good. Bold. Okay, so Meditite has a bold nature. What does bold nature do?
I did not realize you had the strategy guide.
Yes, I do.
You just pulled that shit out.
I moved it so you could sit. Okay, bold nature, including the Pokemon in the party, is the best method of purifying it. So Meditite, you get to stick around for a while. Here, you can be the strategy guide holder for the next 15 minutes while we're still going.
I think I'm gonna go upstairs, actually.
Okay.
I need to go, like, die on my bed because of how long I've been at work. Oh, God.
Knees.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
Knees shaking, arms heavy.
Finish that sentence, I'll slap you.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I'm leaving.
Bye, Cole. I could
Go
give the
pass out for
Quick
2.5
Claw
hours
to...
and then eat dinner.
Oh, boy. I could give the Quick Claw to Umbreon, actually, because that gives him a random chance of using a fast taunt. So I think we'll do that instead of the Silk Scarf. Yeah, well, now we've all got some items, and we still got the Mystic Water for Croconaw for later, so that'll work. The Agido Celebi. Japanese players got that, and everyone else got the Wishmaker Jirachi, and prior to the 20th anniversary, it was the last Celebi anyone could get around the globe. Seriously, mythical Pokemon distribution was handled so badly until, like, Gen 6 or so. I don't think I've ever gotten... I mean, other than Mew in the with the glitch in the first game in Red, Blue, and Yellow, I don't think I've ever gotten a mythical Pokemon other than... Actually, no, Jirachi. I got the Wishmaker Jirachi because I got the pre-order disc for Colosseum, so... Hi, Wobbuffet. Oh, we should probably check the news now that I think about it. They're probably talking about how Mirror B got run out of town. Oh, good lord. I can't tell. The names in this region are so confusing. Ah, there we go. Well, maybe they'll know who we are eventually. I don't think they ever actually do, though, now that I think about it. I think we mostly work in the shadows in this game, which is fair. Sniper seems like that kind of a protagonist where he works in the shadows mainly. Well, I hope she chose me carefully. I did save her, but it doesn't mean that I'm the best person for her. Anyway, I've been avoiding fighting this guy, but this old man has a challenge for us. And I guess we'll let Plusle keep the experience share for now. Might mess up its EVs a little bit, but who cares? So, hey, you there, 10-year-old. You want this legendary? Here you go. Yeah, pretty much. Let's have a battle then, old man. And they bring back the awesome first battle music for these battles. All the friendly battles in this game use this one from what I remember, so I like it. I have at least one copy of every mythical. They came at level 100 from the anniversary, and it makes you sad. I want to level my legendary Pokemon, so you can get the, you know, you can get the extra stats and see their stats going all the way up. That would be good, but I don't know if they give you that option. Let's try out our new Psybeam, shall we? And I think I'll use Secret Power and see what it does. Try the Dream Radar. You get 3 legendaries for free. Yeah, that would be nice. I don't think I ever got to use the Dream Radar, though. Yeah, Psybeam is pretty good. I mean, it's a Machop. It was super effective, and it's a Machop, but, you know. And there we go. Plusle's getting some boosted experience. Look at all that EXP it just got. Another 1 or 2 Pokemon, and it'll be leveled up. It'll probably get to 15 from this battle alone. So, or very close to, anyway. If you have the Gen 4 cards, you can get 5 more. Good lord. That is a big acorn. I almost said a different word, and it would have been an incredible euphemism. Anyway. That is a max nut. There you go. There's the euphemism. Goodbye, C-Dot. But the fur, it'll be nice for experience at the very least, so. Yeah, there we go. You already got a level for Plusle. Few extra stats, nothing too special just yet, but we'll figure out its stats soon enough, don't you worry. We got it handled. Oh good, I'm poisoned. Fantastic, so that's what that does around here. Now at least it synchronizes. Actually, come to think of it, I don't think Synchronize works on sleep. I think it works specifically on poison, paralysis, and burn. So, I mean, I guess that's fine. Those are all decent statuses to have on Pokemon, so. Alright, so let's do that. We'll bite, and we'll probably get rid of that. So now it's basically like how, you remember in Mario and Luigi, we had those pants for Luigi that let him go before Mario some turns? Umbreon basically has that now. Except Luigi's were more reliable because it always let him go ahead of Mario, whereas Umbreon's only let it do it like 10% of the time. Still nice, though. Not bad to have. And if you learn how the level system works, you can just wait until you're about to get your first badge, and you can import them all at level 5. Good lord. Legendaries at level 5. That's it. That's something. I'll tell you what. Yeah, there we go. Level 15 already. Nice. You realize how infuriating legendaries are to raise at levels lower than what they're designed to get caught at? Yes. Ho and Lugia only have Weather Ball for so long. It has 10 power points. Yeah, it's not fun. I think I used one in like a randomizer run one time. And it was like on Route 1 or something, and like Fire Red or Leaf Green, something like that. And I think it only had like Whirlwind or something. So I was like, oh, this is going to be good. And then I got it and I was like, oh, it has no moves. Oops. No, you're not imagining it. That's pretty much exactly what's happening. Oh, Umbreon's poisoned. Hang on, let me fix that. Get rid of these antidotes in my inventory. There you go, buddy. Okay, so we got to deposit the Silk Scarf, keep the Mystic Water. And we'll go from there. I can read pain. New ability unlocked, yes. Yoga, Palkia, and Giratina get Dragon Breath super early, but so they aren't as bad, but bruh. Yeah, it's not fun raising legendaries at low levels. No, I actually haven't got a chance to yet. Interesting. So yeah, the Fanac Colosseum is open for us to challenge it. You can't go in with any Shadow Pokemon, though. And their levels are like around the 40s, I think. The Pokemon in there aren't so tough, but their levels are pretty high for now, so we'll save that for a little later. I wonder what that could be. Maybe Egan could tell us? Well, we'll find that out later. Anything new at the shop? Do they sell the stuff right now? Well, they sell a bunch of vitamins. Not that I'm ever going to buy any of them. They're just very expensive. But they do sell these scents. Unfortunately, we can't get them just yet because we don't have a case for them. But these scents actually help out with the heart gauge. It's the 5th and final method of depleting the heart gauge. So you got battling, calling them out of hyper mode, keeping them in the party, using cologne on them, or giving them to the daycare lady. Those are the 5 methods of depleting the shadow gauge, and they all work fairly well depending on which Pokemon you're, training. But yeah, we don't have the ability to purchase any of those just yet because you need a case for them first. I don't know why. I guess they're fragile or something, but it seems like a bit of an overarching, a bit of a stretch, if you're asking me. All right, let's go back to the Pokemon Center. I probably should have waited to do this until after I fought Fun Old Man Scoff, I think was his name. And then we'll go back to Pyrite so I can test a theory that I have. All the stats in the world won't save you if your best attacking move is Gust. Yeah, not the best trade-off for sure. Good lord. Imagine just having Gust until level 44. Can you imagine carrying tons of cologne or perfume bottles out of the case? Are you crazy? Yeah, I guess it would. If they're in actual cologne and perfume bottles, then yeah, it would be pretty crazy to carry them around because you take one wrong step and they're cracked all over the inside of your bag. It just ruins all of our items. And I'd rather not pay for more hyper potions, so I just paid enough for them. So I'd rather not. Okay, my Grandmaster plan. Now this is going to require me to go back to Pyrite Town, and that's where the conflicting information that I have comes from. According to a walkthrough I was watching, after beating Mirror B, all of the trainers in Pyrite Town get a bit of a level boost to their Pokemon. But according to Bulbapedia, they don't get a level boost until we beat the next administrator. I don't know which one's correct, so we're going to go find out right now. Because it's my Grandmaster plan for how to get Plusle a level, or leveled up significantly, without having to worry too much about its level right now. Because the other reason why a lot of people don't use Plusle is because they don't bother coming back to Pyrite Town to train it afterwards, because it basically involves you grinding. So, yeah. But I'm going to see if Pyrite Town had its level jump just yet. Oh, I don't need anything out of the box, actually. I don't know why I checked that. Oh, right. Silk Scarf. That's why I came here, to put this in here. Of course, I knew exactly what I was doing the whole time. There we go. You have a 20 item limit in this game, by the way, so that's why I keep depositing things into the item box like a madman and getting rid of all my old status items, because once you hit the 20 item limit, they just get tossed in the box anyway, so yeah. Alright, let's save here. Imagine carrying... Oh, I already read that one. Yes, I can. Why would you do that? I don't buy perfume, so it won't be mine. I guess that's fair. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Okay, excuse me, Nora. So now let's do an experiment, and then we'll call it a day, because I want to train Duking's Plusle, and the best way that I know to do that is to use Duel Links Square. Now, there are a whole bunch of trainers from the beginning of Pyrite Town to the end of Pyrite Town. And if we come back here, we will eventually be able to, like I said, when they get their level boost, we'll eventually fight all of them again. But I want to see if they got their level boost yet. So, I also want to make sure that I get some HP, speed, and special attack EVs for Alligator. Well, Crocodile there. It'll be a for Alligator soon, but... Alright, did you get a level boost? I'm going to fight Diogo first, because if she did get a level boost, she's the easier of the two to fight. No, you did not get a level boost. Actually, that's perfect, because I can get Plusle to, like, level 30-ish in fairly short order, and I won't have to worry too much about the EVs that we get. Okay, so basically, what I'm going to do is I counted, there's a total of 42 trainers in between, basically from the beginning of Pyrite Town, when you start there, until you're all done with Pyrite Cave, including Mirror B, there's a total of 42 trainers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fight Diogo 19 more times with Plusle in tow, and then I'm going to fight Dibble 22 times total to count out the total of 42. And that should get Plusle plenty of levels. Now, if it gets to like level 30 before I get those done, then I will stop, but it's going to be getting the bulk of the experience at this point. Like, most of the rest of our Pokemon might get maybe 75 experience per Pokemon here. So, yeah. But what that basically will do, the reason why I'm specifically doing that is because of the Macho Brace that I have on Crocodile. If I use the Macho Brace there, it will give him, from this battle, he'll get 2 Speed EVs and 2 HP EVs, 2 from Pichu and 2 from Shroomish. And then when we fight Divil, he'll give Crocodile a total of 4 Special Attack EVs, so that'll give Crocodile +1 point to his Special Attack every single time he does that. So, essentially, I'm trying to EV train Crocodile a little bit to shore up his weaker Special Attack. That's the gist of it. I am going to bankrupt these two. Here we go again with the bullying. Take their lunch money. I know, that's what we're gonna do. I'll do it off screen though, so we don't have to watch me harass this Pichu and Shroomish and Horsey and Psyduck over and over and over again. But yeah, see, look at how little experience everybody else is getting compared to what Plusle's getting. So it'll put Plusle in pretty good shape. Hopefully, it'll get decent levels out of this. And it'll put Crocodile in good shape because he'll get, if I do it this way, he'll get +22 special attack and +10 HP and speed. So 10 extra points in HP and speed than what he had normally, and 22 extra special attack than what he had normally. And that will be significant for him in the future, because when I'm spamming Rain Dance boosted, Helping Hand boosted Surf with a Mystic Water in his hand, he will be a house. It will be very good for him. So that's my plan. And after that, I don't think we'll need to do any EV training for the rest of the game. So, yeah, I'm just going to take care of that off screen. And probably that means I won't be streaming tomorrow. I'll just do it off screen tomorrow. And then we'll come back for the next episode of Pokémon Colosseum, the Stream Edition, after I take care of the EV training that we're doing and getting Plusle's level up. So I'll fight Divil later. I'm going to go heal now because I just got paralyzed, but you get the idea. We'll just be basically fighting them and, you know, taking their lunch money for a little while until I get some EV training and some levels for Plusle. So, now that we're healing, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. I will post the schedule for next week's streams on Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and YouTube just a little while after I get the description done for this one. But we'll probably be back on Monday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time to continue with this game once I get Plusle's level up a little bit, and once I get Crocodile and turn him into a Water-type Alakazam. So, yeah, the main menu theme is really good. It's all fantastic. The music's all fantastic, but there's a lot of standout tracks here. Now you can prove that the levels don't go up from just going back to Pyrite. Yes, there's confirmation now, so Bulbapedia was correct. The levels don't go up until the next administrator, and that's significantly better for my personal feelings, because, well, now I won't be over-leveled for the next little bit. Espeon and Umbreon might be lucky if they gain 1 level from all of the fighting that I'm about to go do, while Plusle will gain approximately 15. So, yeah, but we'll make it work. So anyway, yeah, that's going to do it for me for now. Take care, everybody, and have a good one until I see you next week. Excuse me, Nora. I have to look at the camera for the end of the episode. There we go. Have fun with the ape man. We might be fighting him on the next stream, depending on how much we do. We'll see. We'll know soon enough on Monday. He's in the sequel, same strat. Yeah, take it easy, everybody. Glad you were all here. Street Performer is wearing questionable stuff. I'll have to see... I was going to say I'll have to see how questionable, but that sounds vaguely like I'm going to ask her for sexual advances, so I'm just going to stop talking now. Good night, everyone.